提供でお送りしました。
Check my comprehensive catalog of crafts. I'm daft, I battle all like I don't have it all. Avant-garde, Battlestar Galactica, got rhymes per capita. I'm shining through the aperture, but I'm not gonna
figured out that Idris Elba was British.
Oh, that fucked me up. That fucked me up.
no bust no caps for ya. That's another genre. I'm the black bomber, track charmer, sack burner, distract burdens. If it ain't that urgent, nerd prince, word sentinel, invisible, infidel, interstellar, hella clever endeavors, immeasurable with only.
Has the right to dream. There are endless possibilities stretched out before him.
You have to trust in your own power.
Whatever happens from now on, you stand firm and face your destiny without fear, but with courage.
What awaits him down the path, he will then have to choose.
No one's gonna give you a map. You've got to walk your own path.
Children leave their homes in search of this quest.
What is thy desire?
As they search, they are always asking questions. What's out there?
Test.
Why was I made? Who made me? And what did they make me for?
Are you gonna go up into space with your old man or not?
Maybe I'll never get over this.
I've lived my life following my dreams, and I don't have any regrets.
You're gonna just keep running away?
Just keep running away? I'm not running.
Testing. Okay, it's not reading my microphone. That's so weird.
4, 3, 2, 1,
Just keep running away.
0.
Believe in yourself and create your own destiny. Don't fear failure.
But yeah, let's continue.
Slice of Life Anime of the Year, Whack Ass Dress Up Darling, #1.
How is Dress Up Darling whack?
I honestly don't like
it. Is this a cosplayer who teases her boy or teases her boyfriend?
Yeah, that's just nothing but incel fuel.
Incel fuel?
Wow!
That
anime is whole incel fuel. Let's be
incel fuel? Really? Even though he probably fucks the girl at the end?
Probably. I didn't finish it.
I wouldn't say this is incel. I'll say this is anti-otaku stuff because, like, no, it's waifu. It's honestly a waifu anime.
There we go. Now it's working.
For like the character to attach the viewer to attach itself to the main character, since the main character is like socially awkward.
All right,
shit.
Guys.
But my theory still stands about
incel fuel.
Wow. So socially awkward people are incels. Wow. Dang. Go ahead, King.
No. That's not what I'm 100% saying.
Dang.
That's not what I'm 100% saying.
Hear that, socially awkward boys? You better man the fuck up.
Yeah. Hey. Whoa. Yeah, pop me a perk and I go through her wallet. Met her drip like faucet. She let me do what I want cause I'm bossy. She let me do what I want cause I'm awesome. Cut a little beat, awesome, Jocelyn. We gon' get married like Nas and Khalees. We gon' break up just like Nas and Khalees. Bombings on my legs, Nikes on my feet. You gon' pay my motherfucking fee. I'm gon' paint her motherfucking feet. We gon' live amongst the elite. They came a long way from hanging in trees. My bitch hair long, look at her weave. All a nigga had to do was believe. Can I have some pussy? Bitch, please. Can I have some time to myself? Bitch, leave. Been going through some shit. Can a nigga just grieve? Damn it, hoe, that's a good pet peeve. Thumb in her whole red bitch like sleep. Chain on my neck, got cocaine in my necklace. Been in LA too long, I'm reckless. Yo, ex-girlfriend on my checklist. I don't never know who the fuck I'm texting. Ew.
on, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Jerked you off at super speed so it'd...
It might seem ill, feeling to be a dream guy.
ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
You gonna say that, Gordon?
If you don't like English voices, why do you read manga in English, bitch?
I've been trying to read
You're just too
Japanese
lazy
for
to learn
years!
Japanese.
I said welcome for like 40 times and my mic wasn't even working at the time I wanted to work, but it's not working now. That's crazy. And then I want to be at max volume, which is dumb. There we go. So, what am I doing this week and for the current week going on to the next podcast? I'm going to be reading and studying about Gamergate and learning what the fuck it is because, I didn't really care that much. I was just sitting there playing video games and not really caring. But since this is the current meta right now for the YouTube algorithm and Twitch algorithm and stuff like that, we're gonna read through most of this shit on the best way I fucking can. But first, we're gonna watch videos first, cause that's a lazy man way to learn about stuff. So I have some videos up here. One of them from It's a Gundam, obviously.
This person working at Kotaku.
Okay, so this is a video that I actually wanted to watch first. Let me actually grab his video, then we're gonna pause it. So first, I have all these fucking bookmarks. Like, I have a lot of bookmarks. I'm gonna be probably reading most of the stuff on stream or whatnot, learning a little bit more. But first, we're gonna start with the freebooting first. So let's get all these out the way. Now let's go here. And then, know your meme.
So over the past week, everybody has been talking.
What? You see that? I didn't click a damn thing and it just came on. That's crazy. Hold on. There we go. Fine young capitalist. I don't even know if that's the same person. So I'm gonna have to go through all these. This is also something I want to read from who was it? Zoe Quinn. Then got Zoe Quinn's chat logs, and then we got this from JonTron's board, which I'm gonna go more into this to be frank. But no, let's listen to first. We gotta listen to Sweet Baby Inc. versus Twitter. So, cause reasons or whatnot, because it's a blowbacks video, so we have to freeboot off his content. So with that said, let's do this.
So over the past week, everybody has been talking about Sweet Baby
Honestly,
Inc., which is an inclusion-focused narrative consulting company who has helped to work on recent video games such as Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Sable, Battle Shapers, and Usual June.
Okay, Sable's actually really good though. I watched another streamer play the game or whatnot, and I actually sat there and enjoyed it a little bit. Like, yeah, it was slow and it's barely any talking, but like, it's one of those good adventure games, you know?
Company who is...
It's like Sweet Baby Ruins corporate games, but when it comes to indie games, I bet you they have little to no impact on it.
Helped to work on recent video games such as Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok.
Jesus Christ, getting the Cuban flag wrong for like 3 games is crazy.
Sable, Battle Shapers, and Usual June. But people don't just have a big issue with this company due to this company's involvement in the development of said game, but more importantly, the tactics used in order to get those changes made. GamesNosh on Twitter shows an example of this when he posted this clip with the caption, "The co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Blair, proudly explains the method she uses to force game bosses at game studios to censor, alter, and diversify game projects she feels are problematic, terrify them."
So So, by the way, this is not a publish. This is not a company that makes games. They help, let's say, diversify and stuff like that. So, like, we usually get pissed off at the publishers because the devs are just building a game. Do not get mad at devs for making a game. Get mad at the publisher for allowing it to get like this. And publishers usually hire these people to have, more diverse things in their games, like how they made that one level for the deaf girl in Spider-Man, or how one of the Norse gods were black. It's kind of finicky. I don't really care about it because, like, to be honest, if something that's like related to related to real life things enhance the game, fine. But if it doesn't, if you're just doing it just because assuming that will enhance the game, that's what makes it like forced out and pushed or whatnot. Like, I always bring up the character from Young Justice, Aqualad, because in season 1 and 2, they pushed out he was pansexual, but it wasn't the main focus of his character. The main focus of his character about him being a leader and the situations that he get in to make him a better person or whatnot. And I had this talk with like a couple other people in other discords or whatnot, so I'm probably like paraphrasing a little bit. But fucking Aqualad was a good representation, you know? It didn't push out the whole fucking thing that, oh yeah, I'm pansexual, so that's what my whole character's about. And no, it didn't. Like, mind you, they did have an episode where they like pushed the relationship like a little bit out there or whatnot, because at the time Aqualad was dealing with grief of losing I think not Speedy, Kid Flash, one of the Kid Flashes, because Kid Flash sacrificed himself to go through to like the Speed Force to the Speed Force to help out with the other Flashes and whatnot, but he ends up getting sent to the future actually because the Speed Force is weird. Hold on. Hey Valerie. Sorry, I'm lurking, but I just got Game of Thrones, so I've been binge. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing fine. A little bit depressed, but now we're just reading stuff about fucking Sweet Baby Inc. and Gamer Gate 1 and 2. So prepare for boredom and a lot of fucking unhinged opinions. But nah, I was talking about the whole thing with like Aqualad and his relationship and everything like that. Now, in the few episodes, Aqualad's not dealing with grief well because he's just working all the time and he didn't have time to grieve or whatnot. So it kind of made him like kind of unkept and like he's self like destroying himself by like not being able to grieve, and everybody's telling him like, hey, you just take a break, and he's like, nah, I'm the leader. And all that stuff. Like, mind you, good character. It's just if you push like stuff, ooh, it's fun stuff. Oh, it's not fun stuff. It's not fun stuff at all. Like, usually I shouldn't give a fuck about any of this. And I roll my eyes when I say that. Like, but like I'm just bored. I just want to actually learn about it because it seems like a thing that everybody's dick riding right now. So I want to see why the dick is so girthy. Pause. But no, let's get this started. But I'm listening to like Blow Blacks, who does a lot of videos and just reading Twitter and stuff like that. So I'm freebooting for today.
AKA threaten them with the anger of the cancel culture mob.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher
Mind you, do not get upset at developers. I have to say this like probably 40 times because developers don't have a choice with how a game is. Oh shit! How can I word this right without sounding stupid? Developers only paid to make a game. They're not paid to like add certain things into the game or whatnot. That's like not gamer friendly. I'm sorry to use that term too. Not gamer friendly.
And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Oliver Jai responds by saying,
no, play the whole clip. Now I gotta find the whole clip. Wow. But no, given the idea, Sweet Baby Inc. is one of those people who had people like Arnija Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, and others who are like terrible in this like gaming industry who try to force certain politics into gaming or whatnot where it doesn't need to be forced into gaming. Like, you could tell a whole story about Bridget from Guilty Gear and not fucking relate to that they're like a boy or whatnot.
No idea why any game devs would want to consult
or
with
trans,
such
because like I forgot they made him trans in the latest Guilty Gear. It's weird because like even though it does fit because of his story and background and everything like that, Yeah, it just feels weird to just throw it out there when it doesn't really need to be thrown out there. We all know they're trans. Like given the circumstances too, because like in Guilty Gear, Bridget is a twin. They're I forgot what they call it when their twins are opposite genders. I think they call it fraternal twins or whatnot. And it was a curse to have twins in general, but to have one that's the opposite sex was a full 100% curse because there were like a odd nun society or whatnot, and it's kind of funny because he have to bathe or they have to bathe away from the women if they found out they're a boy because it was taboo to have a boy in the village anyway, especially one that was born male in the village. And so for the whole time they just telling me, yeah, you're a girl, don't worry about it, you're a girl. And they hid this until they became an adult, I think. And they found out they were a boy, but like they want to be taken seriously as a bounty hunter. And this was always Bridget's story. Is this one they took it seriously as a bounty hunter? By the way, adorable character, by the way. But don't get fooled.
Games Nosh responds, fear. What if there's something offensive in our game we just can't see because to us it's no big deal? Better get in progressive consultants that can spot them to be safe. And avoid online controversy.
Hold on. Gotta go on this a little bit.
With the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Oliver Jai responds by saying, no idea why any game devs would want to consult with such sharks. Games Nosh
It's not the devs, it's the producers.
Spawns fear. What if there's something offensive in our game we just can't see because to us it's no big deal? Better get in progressive consultants that can spot them to be safe and avoid online controversy. Lander responds by saying, and just terrify them. They are so confident and pronounced in the way they put forward these ideas against game companies, but when the tables are turned, they plead the victim card whilst trying to action it as harassment. Lol, laughing my ass off. Games Nosh responds by saying, because they see the online cancel culture mob and the harassment they indulge in as genuinely virtuous and making the world a better place. It's why she's proudly saying it on stage at GDC and not keeping it as a secret. The ends justify the means. Grums quote tweets Games Nosh and says, Sweet Baby used fear, intimidation, and the threat of cancellation to get studios to make their games carry their political narrative. This is
yeah, that's weird. Why would you enlist fear like as if the whole gaming, because I know it's because it's not Sweet Baby Inc. It's actually another company called BlackRock, and what they do is hold on, that's another company we need to worry about. BlackRock. 1 year ago, this is something we definitely need to listen about or whatnot, because they had a conference where they just blatantly said the quiet shit out loud, saying like, oh, I hate it here, saying like stuff like, hey, we give incentives out to those who are diverse and stuff like that, and who like because they give out extra incentives to companies if they diverse, like diverse hiring, diverse practices, and all this other stuff, right? And companies would hire people like Sweet Baby Inc. to console on games and other similar companies or whatnot. Remember, Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting company. They're not like some weird gaming company that came into out of nowhere or whatnot. Or Nina Sarkeesian is not making her own games. And I doubt she would, because all this gamer-say stuff, I assume started by journalists, honestly.
The founder's own words. Ramirez responds, the choice is clear for developers. A, fear leftist cancel mobs who will not buy your game, or B, fear your actual customers who refuse to buy leftist garbage ideology games. Grums responds by saying, personal fear outweighs fear for the company you work for. This accounts for many odd decisions.
Oh, by the way, you might have another gaming crash due to COVID because all the people were getting laid off. I think it was a total of 32,000 people. No. 22,000 people who were laid off this year and a little bit last year, and from the gaming company and whatnot. It's a lot of people getting laid off.
Site says this stop
like people are losing jobs. That's right. I think this month it's like 900.
when people
900
grow a
plus.
pair and say enough. It's slowly happening, but too many people are just too afraid. Melanie Mack quote tweets Game Nosh and says, "This is standard method of operation for the woke types. Weaponize empathy and employ toxic..."
Damn, for the woke types. Damn. You know what? I hate the fact that the term woke got flipped around into something toxic, where it was something actually used to, like, you know, recognize injustice and aggression towards people of, not, I hate using people, but mostly black people. It was used by black people, and it was slowly changed by the government and the common person to mean something else. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. People are like, oh, yeah, words evolve and change. But like, no, it really not supposed to. It supposed to goes by the actual definition. Like, yeah, you can have definitions, you have different definitions for the same word or whatnot, but like, if it's the main definition of that word, like, I know people's like, oh, it depends how you use that word and stuff like that, right? And fine, that's fine. But like, if you're going by the original definition, you should always go by the original definition of a word, and then go by the other terms, because, you know, it's the original definition of that word.
Feminine tactics.
But then again, I'm just stupid.
Used by men as well, to threaten the reputation of their victims if they are not given full submission. Cabrutus quote tweets Game Nosh and says, "I'm 100% sure we're the good guys here." And the reason why he responded with that tweet is because he has been targeted directly by Sweet Baby Inc. Permaband explains it on Twitter when they say,
"What? That's crazy. They've been actually targeted by Sweet Baby Inc.? That's wild. Using the same methods that quote-unquote these people on 4chan or Kiwi Farms use to go after you, the victim."
Game Nosh and says, "I'm 100% sure we're the good guys here."
Yeah, by the way, 4chan comes into this later on, probably.
And the reason why he responded with that tweet is because he has been targeted directly by Sweet Baby Inc. Permaband explains it on Twitter when they say, "So, some Sweet Baby Inc. employee is trying to get people to mass flag an account and curator for saying whether a game has subcontracted Sweet Baby. I thought Sweet Baby appreciates the clout and networking, touting those big names they claim to collab with, getting defensive." They then show 3 tweets, the first of which being from Chris Kindred, who says, "The Steam curator harass group Sweet Baby Inc. detected is led by this person, at Cabrutu's Rambo."
That's crazy. Like, notice our information is out there or whatnot, but attack a person just because they made you like baby rage mad, that's crazy.
Here's them trying to be slick so they don't get reported. Even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. They then show 3 images. The first one is from Reddit, where Radiant Emergency 91 says, "Curator's owner here. I've changed the approach to a more neutral one, in order to shield myself from any ban/reports that woke people could make. The purpose of..."
You know what's funny too? People can fake these screenshots now, which is so dumb. Thanks, Moonhar, for showing people how to do that.
Curator is still the same. Let people know about games involved with this company. Thanks for sharing. Sup guys? Yeah, I'm its curator. Just wanting to make people aware for those who try to corrupt our beloved hobby. Any suggestions and or questions are welcome. Thanks for sharing. I hope my Steam account doesn't get banned because of this curator. Edit. I'm not used to Reddit, and came here because a friend who knows about my curator told me about it. I'm trying to change my name here, lol. Next, they show him responding to comments on his Steam page, like this one from Roachit who says, "To avoid bans and other complications, instead of wording the reviews as tainted, I would just put a generic message of, Sweet Baby Inc. was consulted for this game." He responds, "Just changed it. Thanks for the suggestion."
Okay, so he changed it. What's wrong?
He then responds to another comment from Destructoid666 who says,
like, if he's being neutral with it, but instead of using tainted, yeah, it sounds like kind of biased, but since he said consulted for the game, or he changed it or whatnot, that shows that he has less bias. But then again, you know, people like this like to cherry pick, so.
If we can send the same message with less loaded words, then I think we should go with the safer alternative. The higher the chance of this group surviving, the better. He responds, "Agreed. Thanks for the suggestions." Chris Kindred responds by linking the Steam Curator group and saying, "Anyway, report the fuck out of this group, and report the creator since he loves his account so much." Permaband, who was showing all of this...
Wow, the irony of attacking people for not having anything else to be doing while they forcibly invade and console other people's hobbies and interests, especially games, chanting things that none of them would even buy or interest in anyway, stroke their ego. Yeah, so the thing with a lot of these people, especially like people who are like activists for gaming, like our New Star Keeson, don't play these games at all. Like, she has a famous GTA video that came out some years ago, right? Talking about the male fantasy, but she's the one who's doing these actions in the video game. A lot of people who play Grand Theft Auto, yeah, they will go crazy, start shooting people, but eventually they start doing the story shit and learn that there's actual stories to the game or whatnot. It's not just people just hopping online, killing shit, hopping offline or whatnot, and then go play Call of Duty while saying racist epitaphs and fucking being sexist and shit like that. No, that's not how a lot of these gamers work. Maybe if you're 12, but no, that's not how a lot of these gamers work, fam.
To us, continues their thread by saying, the irony of attacking people for not having anything else to be doing, while they forcibly invading and colonizing other people's hobbies and interests, specifically games, changing things that none of them would even buy or have interest in anyway, to stroke their ego. They then show these set of tweets that start out with someone called Amuri Lu saying, those who try to corrupt our beloved hobby, lol, and then Chris Kindred responding by saying, like you don't have anything else to be doing in your time, and then Hugsloth responding to Chris Kindred by saying, you work for a company that forces your Western values onto the work of people outside your country. Maybe you were the one who needs something else to do with your time, culture colonist.
Damn! Call the black woman a culture colonist. She about to be steaming, bro. That's fucked. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a real good one right there. Culture colonist. I gotta use that. Fucking culture colonist. Oh, fuck, man. That's funny.
Permaban then ends their thread with a picture of an anime girl in clown makeup and the caption, if these colonizers at Sweet Baby actually believe in their heart that they are doing good work, why are they so afraid and angered at being placed in the limelight for their handiwork? Perhaps their handiwork looks terrible when seen the light of day, that they need to hide? Cabrutus responds by saying, thanks for the support, man. Rev says Disu comments on this by saying, Sweet Baby Inc. employee unlocked their account this morning to tweet garbage and then get immediately smoked, showing that Chris Kindred tweeted out, Toriyama.
Oh yeah, this shit's fucking foul, bro. This shit's fucking foul. And everybody uses Mr. Like, mind you, there's black people in the show with big lists, but like people like ignore that and go straight to Mr. Popo, a Hindu fucking genie.
Gave us.
I might be wrong. I think they're Hindu. I might be wrong. Somebody correct me in chat if I'm wrong.
The best and worst black characters in anime in the same series. It took range to do that. Now, those of you who don't know who Toriyama is, he is the creator of Dragon Ball, who recently...
You know what sucks about getting old? Seeing people that you've seen at a young age passing away. I know it's super depressing, but seeing motherfuckers you saw that was small ass kids, now it's like fucking adults or teenagers, is so fucking uncanny, dude. Like, it makes you feel really fucking old, deadass.
We found out.
It's like, I'm about to be 40. And, like, fucking, it just feels weird seeing a lot of these people just grow the fuck up. Like, you would just assume that, yeah, they're gonna stay like this forever. Nah, fam. They're not.
Out sadly passed away at 68 years old. So that's what Chris Kindred was commenting on. Anyways, Rev also shows that his account got suspended. Chris Kindred talks about his Twitter account being locked for a week on an alternative platform, Blue Sky Social, by saying, they got my ass. I'm guessing a few hundred gamers reported me. Cabrutus screen...
I doubt that. I think there's a way to check if you got reported or whatnot. Well, I don't know. It says your account has been locked or whatnot, so...
Shots this and says, just remember that this was your doing, not mine. Learning the Law tweets about the situation when he says, I think gamers...
So this screenshot I've been seeing a lot. I actually got to sit there and read the whole screenshot.
Are overreacting. There is no proof that Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair, founder, or any of their employees are engaging in racism against society. Let's read some of their statements. Holy mother. They then show tweets from Lego Butts, who I assume is a representative of Sweet Baby Inc. in some way. Anyways, they say...
So Felix at Home, or Maya Felix Kramer, it's one of the worst people on here. They have a video of these two streamers playing a video game who's in the sphere of making content. I'm not sphere making video game journalism or whatnot, and he talks about her extensively.
Pay me to shoot your white male lead game ideas. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person, about to be ripped open, but I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image would get taken down before responses...
Hey, what's up with white women being upset with their people of their own race? Like, mind you, us black people, we're upset with people of our own race too. We usually call them niggas. But like we usually still keep them as like, we don't talk down to because we as black people understand that like they probably have some fucking hard time shit. Yeah, there's some ignorant niggas that we have in our fucking community or whatnot, but we do mostly call them out to tell them to do better or whatnot. And if they don't, we don't fuck with them anymore. We don't keep like the shit that I've seen, and I only seen this online about women and those who are non-binary, who are feminine binary, who identify as women or identify as male or whatnot, hate cis white males. What the fuck is going on here, bro? Like, what did they like? I don't know what the fuck all these white males done to these people or whatnot, but it's not every single white male or whatnot. That's like saying all X is trash. And I'm not talking about X, I'm talking about X as in all males slash females slash those who are in between are trash, even though they haven't met everybody from that gender or whatnot or what they identify as. I always think that shit is so fucking weird. Just like generalizing is so weird in my eyes. Like, mind you, yeah, I generalize. A lot of people generalize. It's mostly how we get through certain conversations or whatnot. But if you have an issue with a single individual, then be mad with that individual. Don't be mad at a whole fucking community or whatnot. Unless that community is like fucking like nasty ass fucking gross people, then like there's no reason to go after a whole community, right?
Accumulated. Had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer, and then they show
damn dead ass. Somebody should prank her and put her on whiteface one day.
Of her talking in an article where she says, we have to look at story and narrative as one of the things that we can innovate on. Like when you bring someone in from a different culture, from a different background, from a different gender, they are going to create something that we haven't seen before. The way that we look at demographics is that we go, okay, the majority of our player base is, let's say, a white male. So we're going to make stuff for white males. But if you make something...
I don't think that's how publishers and, I don't think how publishers and devs work. Like, yeah, back in the day, the default used to be actually a white male or whatnot, because there's a lot of people who were white male playing video games. But also there were black people who were coming during the PS2 era playing video games and stuff like that. So they started catering to those with like shit like Def Jam. No, actually, PlayStation, because we got Fighting Force, Def Jam. What else? I'm not gonna try to guess all the sports games. You got Shadow Man, who's a black guy. And a lot of other games I can't think off the top of my head. I remember playing Shadow Man as a kid. That shit was fun.
From the perspective of an Asian trans woman, and it's really strong, then it will work for people. People crave new stories. If you want to innovate, even to stay current, it's not about graphics. It's not about hardware. It's about opening up new perspectives for people. So
okay, so that's fine, but what does the perspective of an Asian trans woman would improve gameplay or whatnot? Like, yeah, you could tell the story, which is fine. Like, look at the fucking Telltale games, look at the fucking Life is Strange games. You could tell those stories in those type of games. But throwing that into a game where like it's not really like the center focus or whatnot, I believe that's not going to improve anything with the game or whatnot.
Explain it out.
Like I said about Bridget. Bridget is a good character in Guilty Gear or whatnot. She's a zone trap character or whatnot. She has this little yo-yo that she uses that gives her good range, and also she uses setups and stuff like that. Does her being non-binary or them being they them improve her gameplay or anything like that? No, it's just something that she identifies as.
It's important to game development to diversify. It's not just part of advocacy or activism. It is going to make your games better. Then the interviewer Alex responds, also, of course...
Like, mind you, if you're trying to push to the 0.1% of the gaming community, fine, make those games or whatnot. But, like, honestly, I don't feel that somebody who's Asian, trans, and a woman would improve any gameplay unless you tell a story narrative.
Gamers are mostly white guys. You were making games for white guys. Try making games for somebody else. Maybe they'll show up.
I don't think she ever played any games in between the PlayStation and PS4 era, bro. I just think she just saw like Call of Duty, Spider-Man, all these games that have white leads in it, just automatically assume that, oh man, there's nothing but white games for white people. Where's games for me, a non-binary person or whatnot? And they just ignore a lot of those other games that actually have non-binary people, but like they want an action game like Forspoken to be like the game that's out there or whatnot. It's the reason why Forspoken failed. Not even because like the way like the character was made like sexually ambiguous. It was just the story was just bad. It's an isekai game about a chick who goes to another world after her original world gets fucked over or whatnot, and she finds out her mom is a giant dragon that's been chasing her or whatnot, and she kills her at the end. But she finds out the bracelet on her arm, and I'm the one spoiling, but I don't give a fuck. And the bracelet on the chick's arm is like, I believe, talking to her the whole time, and that bracelet is the final boss. Because what the final boss is like, hey fam, I need to get my body back together. And to defeat these 5 bosses, I can get my body back together, and I could be ruling over the world right now. But nah, I don't know, Forspoken or Forsaken or whatever that game is. It's not really a game I'm into, you know?
Other person people were...
And it's fucked up, too, because Sweet Baby had their foot in that pot or whatnot. And that whole company ended up closing because of Forsaken's bad fucking gameplay. Nobody bought that game. The same thing with Saints Row Remake. Volition died after that game was dropped out. That was their last fucking hurrah. And they got people like Sweet Baby Inc. who... No, I don't think Sweet Baby Inc. worked on that. I gotta look that up. I could be wrong. But they end up fucking destroying themselves because they started doing the whole fucking politics things of making everything all anti-corporate and stuff like that, which is not Saints Row. It's a parody of gangs or whatnot. It's literally a parody of GTA, which is a parody of real life or whatnot, which is crazy.
Calling up,
but like it had its own thing. Like Saints Row the Third, I believe, was the last game that was actually fun. Like I played Saints Row 4 and it's still like out of control fun or whatnot. But I feel like when you get the superpowers, there's really anything you can't really do. You don't even drive cars like in the first game. You just run around and use your powers or whatnot. And I feel like it's pointless to fucking, because this is supposed to be one of those power fantasy games where it's like over the top power fantasy and stuff whatnot. But like it wasn't for me, fam. I got to like the 5th boss in that game and was like, ugh. But no, let's continue. I need to stop rambling. Let's go. Let's rewind this for a couple of seconds.
White guys. You were making games for white guys. Try making games for somebody else. Maybe they'll show up. Another person people were calling out for going a little too far with their activism was Kotaku writer Alyssa Mercanti, who posted her article interview with Sweet Baby and captioned it by saying, I spoke to the team at Sweet Baby and infiltrated the Discord group rallying against them to try and paint a clearer picture of what the fuck is going on. And then the article was titled, Sweet Baby Incorporated isn't forcing diversity, it's happening naturally.
I doubt that with the recent games or whatnot, it feels a lot of force or whatnot. Like, especially like, this is why a lot of Japanese games are having like a fucking uptick. It's because like nobody wants to play a game where they're forced to understand. Like, hold on, perfect example, Rainbow Six Siege. Apparently, one of the characters I think posts is bisexual, and they just added this like out of nowhere. His performance improved by 50%. So him being more open about his bisexuality helped him to be more confident while like fucking in the story. But in the game, he's still ass. Like, you still gotta use his gadget. He didn't get any like weird buff or anything like that. No, he's still the same character from that same month.
Which obviously isn't the case due to everything we've seen about Sweet Baby up until this point. But Direwolf Mage on Twitter pointed out another reason to not trust her, as she has—
Oh, yes, and she took this shit down real quick. Mind you, you can be racist against any other race who is not the race that's your own. Hell, you can be racist against your own race. Uncle Ruckus, that nigga's real. You think he's a joke, but no, there's real people who think like that about black people. And, the funny part is, you can be racist against white people. There's this, like, mind you, there's so many fucking curse words and racial slurs towards white people. Actually, no. Towards any other race, even black people. Black people have, like, equal amount of slurs that white people have. That's crazy. Like, we got porch monkey, but they have, male roach, or, male monkey. And I'm not saying these are actually direct towards white people or whatnot. It's just some of those slurs that we have for like different races and whatnot. But no, you could definitely be racist towards white people. I've seen it firsthand. Fucking, I remember I got hit with racism for the first time. Like, mind you, I was in 5th grade before I heard my first racial slur. And I think, no, I was in 4th grade when this happened. And we were staying at a hotel for like the longest fucking time, right? And one of the kids called me a hard R. Now, I didn't know what the fuck was a hard R at the time was. So I called him one right back. It was the most funniest shit. Like, getting older, I don't remember how innocent I was when I was a kid, bro. Parents came up like, why would you call my son that? Like, nigga, you called me that one first.
Has a tweet that was made only a couple days ago where she says, "Hi, you can't be..."
And this is how I realized, or this is how when I got older I realized, racism is learned. It's not fucking inherent or whatnot. You have to learn how to be racist and shit like that. You have to have that mindset that this race is inferior to you. Yes, you.
Be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. Learning Law also tweets about Alyssa when they show Discord messages from her and captions it by saying, "Most intelligent reporter infiltration ever recorded on history. Hi guys, can anyone give me your name and surname so we can ruin your life for making a sweet baby ink detector?"
Yeah, that's so weird. Why would you go into a Discord and do this? Unless it's a troll. But why don't you have your full name? Because, like, there's this thing with Discord. Like, it's fine to put your full name up there or whatnot, but if you don't, like, it's like, I'd rather be anonymous than like fucking put my full name out there or whatnot. Like, yeah, I did have my Facebook on my stuff right on my Discord, but like I deleted my Facebook, so I don't have that anymore. But like, yeah, fucking yeah, don't put your real name on Discord, fam. I'm just curious if anyone could speak on the creation of the server / scene. Is very important.
The Discord, give me your name and surname so we can ruin your life for making it on history.
So is there any reason why many of you don't have your pictures, have your names, pictures associated with your accounts here? Because, yeah, nigga wants to be anonymous. That's why.
Hi guys, can anyone give me your name and surname? So,
like, I do go on cam on Discord and whatnot, but that because, like, after like a couple of months, if I'm talking to known motherfuckers and whatnot, I'll turn on my camera and whatnot. I don't really care if nobody knows me. Like, yeah, even though I'm using a VTuber model, I have my actual face out there and on my YouTube or whatnot. I'm just using this because, like, I fucking sat there during COVID for a year and a half trying to figure out VR chat, and I might as well do the whole VTubing thing. Like, will you do a face reveal? But like, no, just go to my fucking channel.
So we can ruin your life for making a sweet baby ink detector? The Discord messages they show start out with Alyssa saying, "Just curious if anyone could speak to the creation of this server / the Steam page, and why they feel monitoring Sweet Baby Ink's work is important. Still here. Why do you think that? Interesting. Is there a reason why many of you don't have your name / pictures associated with your accounts on here?" Learning Law continues tweeting when he says, "The fact that the Discord is in Portuguese is funny as hell." Lithium 504 responds,
"Hey, yo, I just realized that. I thought that was Spanish. That's Portuguese? That's crazy."
By saying, "It's so weird that they don't want anyone to know the work they do. If they were proud of the games they create, you wouldn't see all this pushback." GameSense says, "Ah yes, you were too afraid to give me your real life info, so I can dox you, you coward." Irrational Chad says, "Holy fuck, this Kotaku article on Sweet Baby Ink is fucking dog shit. Laughing my fucking ass off. The gaming press are going to force another Gamergate into existence at this rate." Grum said,
"Yeah, so apparently Gamergate 2 is happening right now." Like, I still don't understand, like, because this is after, like, Gamergate was, like, 2014, 2016 or whatnot, and I didn't learn about that because, like, to be honest, I never really give a shit about Gamergate, but now, since it's the hot new thing, and, like, you know, a lot of people are talking about it, I want to learn what the fuck's going on.
"So the Kotaku Cancel Pig editor started following me. I wonder why. Hit piece coming? I followed her back. I'm pending approval. Think I'll get it?" Basic Gamer responds by saying, "It's kind of fun watching them use their old tactics again. It's like watching a rerun." Grums responds, "It's so transparent now. When they first started, many of us actually believed the right-wing gaming journos will listen to reason. We were young. LOL." Charax responds by saying, "Mercanti to Grums followers. Hey guys, how come you're not tweeting with your real name?" Grums then responds with 3 laughing emojis. Grums says, "If Twitter wasn't X now, nobody would have known what Sweet Baby Ink did." Dick Masterson says, "Sweet Baby..."
Wait, what does that mean? I want to know what does that actually mean.
Inc. just recommends that developers make every character black and gay. It's up to the devs if they actually want to do it, or they can continue being racist and homophobic. It's totally their call. The Great Rebellion says, say no to Sweet Baby Inc., showing a cancelled mark over their logo. Eurogamer tweets out their article about Sweet Baby Inc. with the caption, Spider-Man, Alan Wake, ridiculous fishing devs speak up and...
Yeah, you know what's so weird about the whole Spider-Man thing? When they changed how the characters looked. Like, Miles in the first game actually looked like he was a young adult. He actually looked like a black dude, like more masculine than like versus how Peter Parker and Miles look in the new game, where they look like they got demasculinized and like more feminized or whatnot, while Mary Jane got more masculine features or whatnot. She almost looked like one of the fucking writers from the fucking developer squad.
Supportive consultancy studio Sweet Baby Inc. And then it gets ratioed and community noted with the note saying, the article fails to mention that the backlash was in response to a targeted harassment campaign initiated by Sweet Baby Inc. employees in an attempt to ban both the Steam curator group along with the curator's personal Steam account. Curry Moo responds by saying, thankfully they'll all be laid off soon. Mark says, bunch of devs who made games that bombed like those who helped make that happen. Very persuasive. Yellow Flash says, I love that community notes exposes your lies. Andy Mion quote tweets Eurogamer and says, very interesting.
You know what? Thank God for community fucking notes, because if we didn't have community fucking notes, fucking a lot of people should be talking out of their ass. But like, cause like I know community notes have a field time in the political fucking space of fucking Twitter.
How across the board, gaming news websites unanimously began defending Sweet Baby Inc., while conveniently ignoring that all this started because one of their employees attempted to silence and ban a user for compiling their works into a list. These gaming sites are all in bed with one another. They are lying to you, and want to gaslight you into believing they are the ones who are wrong. But this is just the beginning, fellas. Disparu says, devs that hired people stick up for the people. Well, duh. They all have the same belief systems. They are as much the problem as Sweet Baby Inc. This is just like...
I don't think it's the devs that are hiring these people though. I think these are the fucking whatchamacallit, I'm about to say programmers, and it's not. No, it's producers actually who's getting in trouble for this shit. I don't think I think the devs just have to change some shit when the fucking producer says so.
Disney standing by their actors who call the fans racist. These journos are years out of date on art, just like they all have. Disparu says, devs that hired people stick up for the people. Well, duh. They all have the same belief systems. They are as much the problem as Sweet Baby Inc. This is just like Disney standing by their actors who call the fans racist. These journos are years out of date on arguments. Matsuki shows this YouTube comment and says, probably the best comment I've seen on this Sweet Baby Inc. thing. The comment they show is from Animations N1 who says,
Yo! Imagine hiring a company to ruin your game because 0.1% of the community that don't even play your game are offended. And yeah, see, how do you know people are gonna play these fucking games? Like, it's doing this shit feels like pandering, deadass. Just saying that out there. I know it's like a new market for these people going to 0.1% of this community or whatnot, which is fine. If you want to make games for them, fine, do that. But it feels like pandering, a lot of it. Like, motherfuckers wanted to play Spider-Man for Spider-Man, not for this one deaf chick who's writing graffiti art. Or, like, Mary Jane's invincible ass. And I say invincible, not invincible.
Imagine hiring a company to ruin your game because 0.1% of the community that don't even want to play your game are offended it doesn't represent them. Delta169 says, no wonder IGN hasn't said a thing about Sweet Baby Inc., showing that an IGN reporter called Rebecca...
Yeah, IGN used to be on this. But then again, IGN usually have terrible ass fucking reviews though.
Valentine responded to Alyssa tweeting out her Kotaku article by saying, thank you for writing this. Know the people yelling about Sweet Baby have largely closed their eyes to the truth of it, but I think it matters to acknowledge the hate on record like this. Rebecca also quote retweets IGN posting an article about the mass layoffs happening in the gaming industry right now, and says, a few weeks ago, I ran a story where I asked game developers for their perspective on why the industry is undergoing these mass layoffs. Those same developers also told me how all this has impacted them as people. Here are those stories. Instantly blocking anyone who sees this as an opportunity to bring in the weird, oh no, game's too woke crowd, or say shit about Sweet Baby Inc. I'm begging you people to examine your hearts and put your energy toward real problems. Another person who got called out on Twitter.
Let's go! The Act Man! Jesus! No, the act man. so, um, so this has a side story right here. The guy who's right here is Heel versus Babyface, and he was playing Starfield, I think, when it first came out or whatnot. And he got upset when they try to cause mind you, they try to put gender pronoun. They put pronouns to the game, right? Which is fine. You can put pronouns to a game, like male, female, and they, them, or other, or whatnot. But he was particularly pissed off because, like, you can't play a video game where you don't need all these stuff or whatnot, right? And the Act Man says something like, "Hey, they don't even use this 90% of the time." And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, so why have you if they don't use it anyway or whatnot, right? Like Cyberpunk, fine, because you can make your own character. You know what's so weird about Cyberpunk? Why isn't it first person view if you can't view your character? Like, you create your character and all that stuff, right? You make it your idea character, you have on this idea clothes, right? But there's no way you can see your character in third person unless you ride a vehicle or do some weird shit. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I wish there was a third person mod for this game, but I highly doubt it.
During this whole situation was the Act Man, who had his tweets posted by
because I was playing Cyberpunk if it's third person, that's all.
Emology 101 with the caption, "How it started versus how it's going." He then shows a tweet that the Act Man made last September, reacting to the legendary Starfield pronouns meltdown that I also covered back then in a video if you want to check it out. But regardless, Act Man reacted to that situation by saying, "Gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crying because Starfield lets you pick pronouns at the start of the game, and then it's never brought up again. Somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack someone." And then he shows a tweet the Act Man made on March 3rd where he says, "So I started looking into the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and I can't fathom why game studios would hire a narrative consultant group. Isn't that what lead writers are for? Why not just hire a better writing team and keep it in-house?" Laughing.
Oh, well, no, you sort of kind of right, but the tweet's dirty. Oh, that's a filthy tweet.
My ass off. And finally, he shows this tweet Actman made on March 4th where he says, "So they consult this firm to basically get a better social credit score with the hopes of getting more investors? I think I just swallowed my own vomit." Actman quote tweets Memology and says, "To be honest, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when all that Starfield discourse was going down, so I've only learned of this company's existence in the last week or so."
So Sweet Baby Inc. didn't console for Starfield or another game. They did have Starfield on there, but I think they took it down because it was inaccurate.
Offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind.
Which is fine, because that means Sweet Baby Inc. is not inside everybody's fucking game doing this shit. It's just other games that are actually doing this shit or whatnot. And mind you, Starfield is still a terrible game. It's like, modders have gave up modding this game to make it more better because of how fucked it is. And I think Bethesda is now happy because of that.
Wants to talk with me, public.
It's like, oh, these damn modders fixing our games and shit. Buy our game at vanilla and only play vanilla for the better experience. That's why you can't play. Like, mind you, the reason why Skyrim has such longevity is because how easy it is to fucking mod. It's not really a good game or whatnot, because the main story of the game is you go off, you become Dragonborn or whatnot at any time throughout the game or whatnot, and you defeat the final dragon by yelling at him. Yes, yelling at him.
Or private. Brian responds by saying, "My man, with all due respect, it's been since 2018 and the discourse has been going on for 5 years now," showing that Sweet Baby Inc. was founded in 2018. The Actman responds by saying, "Yeah, but there was also some big news."
Yes, okay, you can't get mad at the Actman for not knowing that shit. Cause like, I didn't know about Sweet Baby Inc. I thought fucking game devs was just being weirdos. Hold on, be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
You know what? I'm gonna make me some late night cheeseburgers. I know I shouldn't be making these late night cheeseburgers, but these waffle cup fries are fucking delicious. All right, where's the scissors? Yes, when I cut open bags and stuff like that for like that I have in like the freezer or whatnot, I actually use scissors. It's way much better than cutting yourself by mistake or trying to rip open the bag because you can spill your food all everywhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a lot of fucking fries in this small ass bag. It's like 4 potatoes in this bitch. Probably even more. Oh, you're supposed to put this in the air fryer? Good thing I don't have an air fryer. Alright. So, I have to scrub this out for the 80th time. Yeah, because I made smash burgers yesterday, since it's now 12 o'clock on my end. Yesterday, we went over to Trader Joe's and had ourselves. I keep on forgetting that Trader Joe's is closer towards the beach, so there's a lot of people who are Caucasian over there. Like, I haven't seen Caucasians in a minute. I was like, y'all guys exist? I've been around Asians, Mexicans, and black people, and the occasional Indian or Palestinian. Because we have like it's kind of Mexican Asian community here with a splash of like, so here how it goes. It's I think it's 60% Asian, 20% Hispanic, 20% black. No, 50% black, 5% other, I think. Because we are close to Rosecrans. The Rosecrans always have those black people just chilling there or whatnot. But no, yeah, man, that's wild. All right. So when making a smash burger, you also need to like, because still spray my pan even though I don't need it because it's non-stick, but I spray it anyway. Which is like, it's fine for a lot of pots. Like, nobody's not gonna really get upset with you about that. But preheat your fucking pot first, so like it won't have uneven cooking or whatnot. And how I'm gonna make this smash burger, I'm actually gonna put it inside wax paper, like heat safe wax paper too. Oh, get ripped. All right, so I have 3 patties here. Mmm. All right. Would this be enough though? Yeah, I think this would be enough because we could do a half and half like this. I'm trying to figure out how to proportion this stuff. There we go. Fold over the paper or whatnot, and then smash, smash, smash again, smash one more time, smash, and then smash for the 4th time. And this is how you smash the pussy. No, I'm kidding. I need something heavy. And then you fold that over on top of each other, and then you set something heavy on top. Now I'm gonna leave this on here for a cool minute. I'm gonna have to check back with the video because I might want to play the video. But first, make sure you wash your hands. Always wash your hands after touching food or before touching food. And don't wash your hands in like totally hot water or whatnot. You want to actually use warm or close to lukewarm water. Put this in the fridge there. You know what? I should make smash quesadillas out of smash burgers. But no, I still have buns. So yeah, people are like, why are you cooking during stream? Because, you know, I'm hungry. Like, do you have a microwave? Like, I do, but I don't have food to put in the microwave. Oh, tomorrow's wings are about to be delicious. Alright. I still need something heavy to put on top. Here, I'm gonna put the fucking this on top. Yes, I am coming back in a sec. Just finding stuff to put on top of this smash burgers. And then we're gonna come back. I forgot to bring chat with me. I should have brought chat with me. What's up, sexy what? What up, my sexlitilian nigga? What does that even mean? What up, fam? I'm just watching videos and on Super Inc. I went to the fucking kitchen to make some smash burgers real quick. You convinced me to cheat on my diet with this smash burger stuff. Oh no, it's good.
Recently, which drew a lot of new eyes to the story, and I saw.
No, smash burgers are fucking delicious. Like we got a smash burger place down the street from my house or whatnot, where they got some really good fucking chili cheese French fries. Here, bought chat with me. Oh shit! Don't drop in the water. If I drop you in the water, nigga, that's it. Like, I don't have another $200 to buy a new phone. I never had a smash burger before. It's the same as a normal burger, just less meat, but it's the way how it's cut to make it taste good. Because it's the onions that they put on the smash burger or whatnot, and the sauce or anything. So it's just like a normal cheeseburger. It's just like it's already seasoned. Fucking. Oh, this is gonna come out small as fuck. Yeah, so like, imagine eating a McDonald's burger, but a lot more healthier. You gotta try out Dirty Dogs. They got one in Gardena. Yeah, I saw that because when we were going home or whatnot, because I went to my with my god bro to go recycle some cans, and I noticed it there nearby what's that block where like the 99-cent store is at? Because that whole lot changed, dude. I remember growing up, and that lot had nothing in there but a pet shop and the occasional game store that closes every other week. But no, I remember me and the homies, we were in that general area, right? Because they had a restaurant over there that's usually mostly closed or whatnot, and this is the first time we saw it open. So we was like, hey, let's go to this restaurant, get something to munch on, you know, chill as homies over there or whatnot, right? We walked in, bro, it totally felt like some kind of mafia vibe in that bitch. Wait, Jonathan, I think you're right there with us. Because I think it was me, Sergio, Matt, you, and Ralph. Fast, that area changed a lot. I've been out to Gardena. Let's see. I've been out in Gardena since 2015. Yeah, I only got back in Gardena in like 2014 or whatnot. But I haven't left where I stayed at because I'm by like Southwest College, right? And it's usually nothing but apartments over there and shit like that, right? Because my therapist shit was right down the street, so it was easy for me to like go to see my therapist when I want to, or when they're open or whatnot. And so, yeah, good spot to be at or whatnot. And also, fucking, I was getting food stamps, which I still am, but it's only like $100 though. Everybody's like, why do you get food stamps? Because, nigga, again, that extra $100 fucking helps out a lot. Like, spending damn near $150 to $200 on groceries is a lot. Where I used to buy like 2 weeks of food or a month worth of food with like $200. Now it's like fucking everything went up because of inflation and everything like that. And now for buy like a week worth of food, it's damn near close to like $150. And I cook a lot. I'm not just sitting here buying junk food and shit. I have to cook 90% of my food because I don't have an air fryer and I refuse to use my microwave. Alright. Let's put this at. No, let's actually put this at 35. 3500. It's on Normandy and Redondo. Yeah, no, it's on Normandy. I just didn't want to say it out loud and stuff. Oh my god. So when cooking a smash burger, you're supposed to add like while it's cooking, you're supposed to add like onions and jalapenos and stuff to it or whatnot, so it could sear on there or whatnot. And that's just usually a lot of restaurants do. But me, nah, fam. I'm gonna put that shit and caramelize that shit while I'm cooking the smash burgers. Or you know what? Let's do the jalapenos. Dog, America is too expensive. I feel embarrassed about food stamps. Get everything you can get in my option. Yeah, no, fucking. I don't think people give a shit about being embarrassed about food stamps or whatnot because, like, you don't have to go to the county building anymore to get them. You can just go online. Back in the day, it used to be what you have to go to the county building and you have to see, like, the fucking people who are on welfare and stuff like that and who have to, like, take care of their families. You also see a lot of people who just abuse the shit, too. Also, it feels good going to, applying online because, like, you don't have to deal with the people who rock up to you talk about, hey, you want a free cell phone? I'm like, no, nigga. Because what I'm going to do with that new cell phone, I'm going to jailbreak the shit out of it. Because, like, those phones are from, like, 10 years ago or whatnot. And they have, like, the basic stuff or whatnot, but you can't really do anything with it. You can't, like, use the app store that well. It's slow as fuck. And also, apparently, they trace your calls or whatnot, which is weird. Nigga, I hated that county building, LOL. Yeah, I hated it too because, like, the thing with county and whatnot, they want you to be on their time. And if you have to go to, like, a job interview or whatnot, and you have to go to, like, a fucking, because I used to do the whole job shit up there, because they can give you cash if you do that, right? So I used to do that, but, like, to no avail because I suck with with interviews and shit. Fucking, if you have to go to a job interview and you don't want to lose your income that you're getting from them, you know the fucked up part too. If you don't lose your income with them or whatnot, you have to skip out and go into the job and go to this meeting or whatnot that's mandatory or whatnot. And the thing was about 2015, 2016, nobody was hiring like at all, nigga. Like people saying, "Oh, you're just lazy with now. Why you just go up there and fill up the application?" I would do that, send the email, and then 7 years later, they would send me the email later talking about we reviewed your application and we're gonna have to reject you, fam, or you don't get anything, not a silch. And people will be like, especially like those who like are in the older generation would assume like, "Oh, you're not actually looking," where you have a history, and Career did this. They hold your history or whatnot, because I didn't know this at the time, but I found this out like later on. That they hold a history, everything you applied for, whatnot, right? So, I wish I would have had that evidence in the printer so I could show this shit, because it's so fucking annoying or whatnot. Yeah, them niggas try to sell you Obama phones. Why they call them Obama phones? Those phones have been a thing since before Obama's. But nah, I love how people just get upset with Obama, even though he wasn't really allowed to do anything in office. Everything that Obama tried to do that was beneficial towards like or progressive was blocked by Congress, because Congress was filled by a bunch of Republicans at the time. And the same thing is happening now, actually. Be like you do something that will like hinder hinder a lot of shit or whatnot to a person who you don't like, it looks like he does nothing. The same thing with Joe Biden or whatnot. Now, with Joe Biden and stuff, like, mind you, I'm not political at all. I'm just going by what I've seen and what's not been going on or whatnot. And that's usually you have to, like, do a little bit of studying, watch the fucking C-SPAN stream or whatnot. Because, I honestly assume that, like, how politics works is, if you don't like a person who's in office or who's running the country or whatnot, just block their shit. Because the president can't just do stuff like executive orders and stuff. Now, a lot of those executive orders have to be approved. And a lot of that shit Trump signed on, we don't know a lot of the details on that unless you actually go deep into this shit. And I'm too lazy for that shit. So that's why I'm not into politics. People will be like, oh, that's just laziness. Nah. It's just like, oh, that's spoiled. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's spoiled. But no, nah, man, politics is stupid. Like, we need to actually get people who are like super young, like in their 40s at least, running the country or whatnot. Like, if you're 40 and you can hit presidents, like, I'll vote. Like, that's why I'm gonna vote for Yin, because he was actually a young president. No, I'm gonna pour some of this vinegar in here just a little bit. I'm gonna shake that around, shake it around, shake it around. Then pour a little bit of hot sauce in there, because I like fucking habanero hot sauce for some reason. It's not even that hot. This has like a certain spice to it, you know? Oh wait, this is not open. I can 100% say that I do not like flax cereal. I'm still gonna eat it. Yeah. But no, a lot of people are just petty in fucking politics or whatnot. Cause yeah, I watched the State of the Address with Joe Biden. Honestly, didn't say anything. Cause all I want to hear is about okay, so in nearby the border or whatnot, there's these shelters where they hold actual kids at or whatnot, right? Those kids who cross the border who you can't find your families, separate their families, and they keep them there. I want to know what happened to those kids, cause that shit been there since since before the Clintons or whatnot got into office or whatnot. And I want to know, have they ever did anything with those kids? Did they put those kids with their families or whatnot? I'm honestly sitting here just wanting to know, you know? And we barely get any info about that. But no, we getting shit about shit that we don't really give a fuck about. Or that doesn't apply to us. Oh my god, this is taking so long. You know, I'm just gonna have this upside down in the refrigerator forever. Dude, by the way, what is this shit called? I think it's called JL Craft Chipotle Alloys. It's fucking delicious, bro. Oh wait, hot tapatio. Yeah, let's do some tapatio. By the way, I make some tapatio rings tomorrow. This shit's about to be fucking delicious. I'm about to be moaning when eating this shit, bro. Yes, rare ASMR on cam in about 5 to 10 minutes. You know what I actually could do while I'm in the kitchen? Let's see if I can actually do this. Steam Link. Playing. I bet you my mouse is on the fucking OBS screen. I'm gonna hit that play button. I'm playing this from my kitchen, by the way.
A bunch of my colleagues and friends talking about it. Karusu Maker responds, "Come on, man, I like your content. Take the L with dignity. The man knew something was happening and has never stopped calling it out. Meanwhile, you were defending RE4 censorship. Not Sweet Baby Inc., but same damn problem.
Wait, what? Damn, Yakman's getting touched with this shit, bro. I think the Yakman should just shut the fuck up. Like, mind you, I'm not saying shut the fuck up in bad face. I'm talking about this is one of those moments where you should shut the fuck up. And just wait or whatnot. But no, the Yakman's the Yakman or whatnot. Fucking, I remember he got banned off Twitter because of fucking another toxic person who went after him. Fucking, he made a troll post about fucking let's dox X people because, you know, YouTube doesn't really care about who are on their platform or whatnot. And I agree with him on that. YouTube doesn't care who's on that platform. Well, I don't know. Because if they're toxic, not making them money, they're gonna fucking get removed. Dead ass. That's how the system works. Like the shit with Fresh and Fit, how they got fucking hit. They wasn't making money for YouTube. Like dead ass, fucking they barely had any sponsorships, unless it's their own shit. And yeah, that's about it. Cause even Alex Jones has sponsorships, like official sponsorships.
DA Cobra says, if you would have focused on the issue instead of kissing that corporate ass, you wouldn't look so retarded now. But it's good that people see you for the fraud that you are now. Nagelfar94 says, nah man, if you actually sat and listened to AZ's rant the first time, and heeded his early warnings about this stuff, you wouldn't be in this embarrassing spot. You took a coward's way out, and took what seemed the safest position to take at the time. You mocked him when what he was saying was true. And a lot of us knew these companies had been doing crap like this, inserting ideology into entertainment for a long time. You had that choice and you blew it. Personally, I wouldn't want to sit down and talk after something like that. Yeah, call the dude a gorilla-shaped man. Suck my dick, honestly. I hope this is a lesson you learn and anybody else next time someone blows the whistle on something early on. The earliest you catch something, the more can stop potential mass damage. Hold your L you just took, you coward. So the guy who had the Starfield pronoun
so Ackman is one of those, he's basically play video games or do like essay reviews or whatnot for video games. Basically, he's like, whatchamacallit?
Opportunity to speak.
He's like,
we're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Fucking,
one side saying you wanted to talk, and we're trying to arrange a time.
He's like, Markiplier, but like, he's not as fun as Markiplier.
You showed me who you were. Someone not worth the time of day. Nerderotic says, how often will Actman change his mind in the next 24 hours?
Because really, it's just the opinion part of YouTube.
Cage says, way to make this situation about yourself again like you did with Starfield. The Actman quote tweets Heel versus Babyface and says, look dude, I got the DMs that expose everything you said here as a lie. I'm still willing to talk to you private or public, and not go down that route. But if you continue spreading lies about me, then that's what I'm gonna do. Your call. Like I said, my DMs are open. Impetus responds by saying, you seem desperate. Actman responds, I'm desperate for them to put up or shut up. If they want to expose me, I'm offering a golden ticket for that opportunity. If they refuse, then they should shut the fuck up and crawl back to their safe space echo chamber, where they aren't afraid of the big bad Actman. Dylan Howard says, don't give him the time of day. He's a grifter. Even if you do come to an agreement, he'll still say things behind your back, cause him and other grifters like him will do anything to get engagement and clicks, and if he does talk nice about you, it's only if it's profitable for him. Treasel says, just admit you jumped the gun and tried to mock AZ without knowing anything he was talking about. It sounds like you wanted to be on the right side of things here, but you were too prideful to just say, sorry, I screwed up. It's not as difficult as you think it would be. Heel versus Babyface quote tweets Actman and says, we never DM'd each other. All negotiation of a discussion was done through a mutual. Actman responds, it was done through a mutual third party because you weren't willing to reach out to me directly. My DMs are still open. Reach out to me now then. AZ responds, as with 6 months ago, you have nothing I need to hear. Have a nice life. DV says, so now he needs to reach out to you? Actman responds, dude, this is the 5th.
So yeah, let me actually go to the channel real quick. So yeah, basically, he has his own opinions. I'm still subscribed to him, by the way. He plays video games. He has his own opinions or whatnot, and he basically just does like a short form content for like video games reviews and stuff. If you like that kind of content, subscribe to him. If you don't.
Have reached out to him. He's never reached out to me. Jedi Liam 64 says, it's hilarious that he says he has the DMs to prove it, and yet doesn't show them. Actman quote tweets Heel versus Babyface and says, yeah, all negotiation was done through a third-party mutual because you hadn't grown a pair and reached out to me directly and your DMs are closed. Despite this being the 5th time I'm offering to talk to you privately or publicly. You gonna talk to me like a man or what, bro? D-Day Cobra responds by,
this is why I hate the internet. Shit like that. This is why I hate the fucking internet. Stupid shit shit like that. Just DM him. What do you mean? If somebody says they DM'd you, and just show proof that they DM'd you, blur out the shit or whatnot, have the name up there, and just be fine with it. You know, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna like fucking talk mad shit to you over the Viva internet. Nigga, Discord call me then. What the fuck were we doing here?
Saying, your pathetic behavior right now is why he won't talk to you. You're riding that Twitter algorithm, getting tons of likes and retweets, all while taking personal shots at him. You won the battle. He's winning the war. Keep talking and keep making it worse for yourself. Boy says, couldn't have put it better myself. It's easy to speak up for something when it's socially acceptable, but backpedaling, as soon as the puppet strings start to shine in the light, is plain cowardice. Scissorp says, you're gonna talk to
I don't think anybody talked like that in real life, but let's go.
Me like a man or what? Attacked his appearance, didn't bother reaching out directly, made videos on him while negotiating. These are not manly traits, homeboy. You were not the alpha male you were making yourself out to be. And I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're 100% right. It's always some prideful shit. Or they get caught in some shit like, at least Mudahar would do an apology video saying, hey, I fucked up and I won't do it again. And became a better person than that. Yeah, he's still kind of like, you know, being a sort of the idiot, but like, people are able to change once they remove that pride away from them and whatnot.
Sorry, Scissorp, but in my opinion, these are
like, it's okay to have pride, but it's not okay to have pride where it makes you look toxic.
Very manly traits either.
Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to sit down.
You can tell he just ate a sandwich. You can see how clear the mustard is on his fucking the mustard stand on his fucking mustache looks like.
Comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my god, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit.
Damn, bro, get ready for the hot boy summer. You know, make sure you get those BBLs.
Is it all the immersive things that
I'm sorry, BBPs.
can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the
or is it BBDs? I think it's BBDs.
People I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry.
Yeah, so with the whole gamer and whatnot, gaming is supposed to be used as an outlet for escapism a little bit and just to have fun and whatnot. Throwing LOL BBPs. And a lot of people, like, mind you, he was looking forward to the game and whatnot, but once they threw that at him, I kind of understand why he's a little bit upset, but it's still dumb being baby rage mad like this.
Did you want to get him?
I would have just, I would have just make a small comment, not this extreme. I would have made a small comment like, yeah, this game sucks. Would have like stopped playing it for like 3 or 4 months and probably uninstalled it from my PC.
Immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're
wow!
Boring. We're so fucking boring!
But anyways, that's about it for the video. As you may have been able to guess, I don't really agree with Heel vs. Babyface in his argument with Actman, and the general call out of Actman being hypocritical for calling Heel vs. Babyface ridiculous, while also criticizing Sweet Baby Inc., as Sweet Baby Inc. is allegedly intimidating game developers into making these changes, or actively censoring negative discussion about them online through that Steam Curator page. And I think what they're doing is a lot different than Starfield in a custom character creator, allowing your character to be referred to as she, her, he, him, or they, them. Those are the 3 most used pronouns, with they, them also being used a lot to describe people where you don't know their gender, so you just say they. It was a pretty normal feature and really insane for him to freak out to the extent that he did. But that's just my opinion. I would love to hear all of your guys's on Sweet Baby Inc., Heel vs. Babyface, or any.
Honestly, I think I don't think it's the company who's doing it. I think it's BlackRock that's like pushing these incentives to this or whatnot. And these people will probably do it for real cheap. I think that's what it is. I think it's about money, to be honest. Alright. This is a video that I want to watch though.
Welcome to No Talent Gaming. Watch.
Oh damn, this is an hour? 2 hours? Damn, we about to be up.
The E3 Steam conference.
This better not be as bad as fucking Devolver Digital.
Yeah, it's
Xbox was pretty lit, to be honest. It was
Shut the
mostly
fuck with
just
lit. Stop using lit. I hate you dumb kids who use lit.
because you're just old. Anyway, now
The
Xbox was
correct term
relatively
is
lit.
radical.
Man, nobody.
Radical. Look at these white terms. You know how privileged you are how to be for your main problem in life are pronouns? This is why I don't sub to that bullshit. No, you're right.
Used radical in fucking years.
Dude, groovy.
Oh, that's so groovy, man. Anyway, now Xbox was relatively lit, but it was pretty much just
you.
them showing off all the new games that they have.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, and they like went slightly in depth for their console, their new one, the Xbox
This couch is so cozy. I want it.
One X.
X, the 1X. Who lit here today? I'm gonna light you all on fire. You'll watch it, Dying Star. You can see when it fucking comes up. It'll come up. I think it'll be uploaded after we finish this stream. You'll be able to see it.
Good God, no.
It was so bad. It was so
bad.
fucking.
It was so bad.
It was
They
just
honestly
cringe-tastic humor.
shouldn't even have been at the conference.
No, they shouldn't have been fucking breathing.
That too. I mean, they were all dead by the end of it, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, all the people died. The girl had like a nosebleed on the fucking. Jesus.
There, Fairy. I'm sure you will.
See,
somehow
Fairy knows what he's
forgive me.
fucking talking about here. Look at that shit just fires.
Especially since it was so late. Yeah, it was like you had.
Was Knack 2 ever finished? When was this posted? 6 years ago? I don't remember Knack 2 being posted.
Like, just give you the Cliff Notes key. It was like just like this fucking super.
Hold on.
Kramer?
I just want to hear more about it. And sponsoring this event. Keep in mind, if you look at the time, we're not even halfway done yet. We have all sorts of
This is when E3 was a thing, guys.
games still yet to be announced. So let's go ahead and look.
Is this a 2-hour conference?
Oh, God, apparently.
Shit, dude.
Coming up, Brendan Green joins us to talk about the future of his smash hit, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
That's
and
a
new
that
game
was a really
from
good
Play
game, yeah.
Entertainment. Back to you,
That looks
Sean.
kind of cool. Log Horizon VR, please.
Time to take a look at an upcoming game up in the mezzanine with Sonya. How's it going, Sonya?
Thank you, Sean. So, as a Firefox, this is a game that pulls on my heartstrings and does
Is
not
that
let go.
Maya Kramer?
I just want to hear more about it. And luckily, I've got the perfect person to talk to today. I am joined by Felix Kramer, the
It is Maya Kramer.
known as Secret Legend. But you've got some special
Yeah,
announcements.
that's
I
Maya
saw some
Kramer.
secretive
Her,
tweets from
Felix
the
is what she
Vice
changed her
President
name
right
to.
now. Yeah, do you wanna
Why
talk
the
about that?
fuck is
Well,
she
you're
here?
right. We were known
She's
as
like a
Secret
living
Legend.
hack.
Today we're announcing
She's also
a new
gained at least 50 pounds since I've last seen.
Yeah, dude, fucking E3 was cool until like game companies found out they could do this shit themselves and not go to E3. Cause it used to be like every single gaming company has their own like slot in E3, but now they don't need that no more. They can do their own shit. Cause when Nintendo started doing Nintendo Directs, people was like, hey, we could do that as well. Like I think Microsoft was the longest people who stayed on E3 side until they have to do their own shit too.
Game.com to find out more about that. And we're announcing that we're pairing with publisher
Oh god, guys.
who you may
Oh
know from their
fucking.
incredible work on Night in the Woods and
The pedo, yeah, dude. It's her. It's her.
What?
It's
Wait, she's a pedo? No way.
her.
So
What?
I'll tell you,
Story
it wasn't
time.
just the fox that sold me on this
Everyone
game.
already knows the story.
I don't know the story.
I don't know the story either.
She just.
Can we check out the
Don't
trailer?
worry
Let's
about
do it.
Just someone in Vancouver. Yeah, dude, she's gained a lot of weight since the last time I've seen her, man. Holy fuck. Yeah, I didn't see this coming. The fact that she's even relevant anymore.
Oh, by the way, a higher Chippy.
Hi, Chippy. What was the last fucking game she even did, guys?
Oh, she's a game developer then?
Kind of. Tell the story, I don't know her.
Honestly, this game looks fun.
I
I'll
met
play
her
it.
once at a con like 10 years ago. She was actually like a decent human at one point. She didn't like she kind of let herself go, and when she started letting herself go, she went.
Well, because this is during the whole Gamer Gate thing, and usually you don't talk about that kind of stuff on YouTube. Because YouTube are quick to fucking like He's just all talk, slash bullshit. No. Actually, the whole pedal shit is actually real shit. I have some of the articles that are up, and I did a little what's it called? I believe she was talking about some little boys or whatnot. I think she went to Japan. No, it wasn't Japan. That's when she used people money to go to Japan. But she was talking about shit that she wanted to do to cute little boys, and she was at the store or whatnot, and she said some crazy ass fucking rant on Twitter about like, oh, if that boy was alone, the shit I'd do to him. I was like, what the fuck?
And into like the health at any size bullshit. She was like, like it's just natural for women to get fat when they.
Now I could be wrong. I could have been somebody else, but I do want to go deeper into this. That's why I got like the fucking shit bookmark and everything like that.
They get old. It's like, no, you can work out. And just no. This is just it's patriarchy. It's patriarchy. It's patriarchy, guys. And then like,
honestly, a huge surprise.
After she lost all of her natural beauty due to getting fat, she like shaved the side of her head and dyed it green. She started fucking Zoe Quinn. She was one of the people that she cheated on. Like Zoe cheated on Aaron with was her.
Now, Brendan Green, welcome. Thank you.
This is also true. And Zoe Quinn's like also a really bad person, but that's still like some shit I still have to look into or whatnot.
She now lives in Vancouver as an indie game dev. She works for Silver String Media. Those of you guys who have been watching like who watched our Gamer Gate videos way back in the day, we had like a big expose on her because she was that fucking ridiculous. You guys all know who Silver String is, and you guys all know who Zoe Quinn is. She's just part of that shitty crew.
Thank you for the experiences, both of the joy of
and the worst part about it is that she was actually a half-decent human about a decade ago.
Through my head out of nowhere, and I'll never know why. You gotta learn to love.
It's like everything changed in like 2012. I think that's when we started hitting shit, because that's when social media starts getting super popular. Around 2012 is we start seeing this weirdo ass shit. I'm not saying weirdo like is a bad thing. It's just like that's when a lot of people started using the internet more, you know?
She had just like been resigned to obscurity. I never thought I'd actually see her again ever. Yeah, she was in the Indefensibles, exactly. Yeah.
It's still technically not released yet, and there's a whole lot
Actually,
more to come.
seeing her again actually kind of brought my mood down.
So we have, our focus at the moment is to sort of stabilize the game, get the servers up to spec, but also we have,
Dude, I could never play, so I know this is third person mode, but like, there's no way to unlock fucking third person mode unless like you, no, first person mode, unless like you did a couple of games or whatnot. Alright, there's an ad.
Honestly, the only reason I even knew it was her was because of that fading green hair. That guy just threw a grenade into his own room. It bounced off the top.
Real gameplay right there.
Yeah. This is like the Shrinking Island game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They just drop like 50 players into one island, and you just gotta scavenge and find whatever you can find. And then as you play, the island shrinks, so you have to fight each other.
Yeah. So in terms of jumping and vaulting, is it?
Oh man, vaulting in a fucking game that Fortnite already did. I think Fortnite did this.
Yeah, exactly, and it has different animations for each different thing, so vaulting, climbing. Now we also have weather, so.
One of my favorite aspects, of course, is the rain map in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this game one more time.
Yeah, kill better.
Settings, this is fog, you just saw clear day. Our rain has been tweaked a little bit as well, and we also have our sunset coming in, so this really, I'm really...
Sunset is not a weather phenomenon.
Yeah, it's a battle royale game.
Is there gonna be a night?
Probably.
It just changed dynamic. Oh, so this is...
Oh, a new gun.
Yes. This is the OTS Groza. It's a 7.62 bullpup. Super powerful, crate only. Yeah, it's going to be a beast.
Is it a short range, long range? Where's
medium to
Whoa,
short to
jumping
medium.
and vaulting, revolutionary.
That's what I'm saying.
PC Master Race presentation.
Before you came on the show, I asked...
Sorry, console plebs. If you own a console, get out.
It looks cool.
That also includes us.
It's like, we wanted to add a bullpup and we wanted to add...
There's a lot of settings in there, and it's going to be running a NVIDIA GTX.
You probably missed like the girlfriend stories over the years.
Saved
on the
by
show.
car.
Yeah, it's a bit of variety, and yeah, so I'm excited. That's broadly for a lot of people, and this month is on server, so...
I lost my original GameCube. I lost my NES.
That's great. I'm sure players will completely stop
Lost my
playing
Game Boy Advance.
Right?
My DS.
She doesn't even pop up again, does she?
Well, player unknown himself, Brendan, thank you so much for coming out to talk about it. Pleasure.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
so what are you yelling about?
Probably how nothing that was.
As we get ourselves set up for the next game, we're going to head to the mezzanine with Sonya for a little bit of a giveaway.
Thank you, Sean.
Hopefully they threw Maya Kramer over that fucking railing in between shots there. Yeah, she did.
Intel, this bad boy is going to be rocking an i7.
Also, my parents.
Hold on. We gotta find more about this. 2014? Four years ago. Oh, because he does do shit on this.
Here's the background.
Uh.
Maya Felix Kramer, aka Lego Butts on Twitter, is a Vancouver resident. On her Patreon, she claims her job is creating connections. That is, she's a PR person. Now, in the Internet Aristocrat's latest video, he mentions Maya in a few interesting ways. We know Maya works PR for many indie devs, including Zoe Quinn. We know Maya works PR for Silverstring Media, a group that's backed by Anita Sarkeesian. We know she helped Zoe dox and DDoS the fine young capitalists. You know, that group that wanted to promote women in gaming, that wanted to make women's games and then donate the proceeds to charity? Oh, and then Zoe Quinn took the idea after getting them blacklisted from gaming media? Yeah. Here's some notes on Silverstring Media. This PR group Sarkeesian is tied to is fairly creepy, heavily ideological.
Mic off.
They hold retreat workshops for social justice warrior concepts with a sharply active...
Mic on.
Reminds us of Jesus Camp. We also know that Silverstring and Maya are connected to the PR departments of many of the news outlets that all released articles decrying the gamer identities and subculture. There is even a public Google form where members of these various news outlets and Silverstring staff all discuss their issues with gamers. But we already all know this.
Mic off.
It's been revealed on Maya for a few days now. Where does the Indie Games Fest, aka the IGF, come into it? Aaron, Zoe's ex-boyfriend, came into the Burgers and Fries IRC channel recently. He confirmed his identity and did a Q&A on August 24th and 25th. Regarding Maya, Aaron said, "Okay, listen, IGF. Zoe told me Maya was sleeping with the guy who runs it, and all the people who won were people Maya was very close with. If you want to look into it, it might be interesting. Don't tell the rest of 4chan though." Aaron confirmed that one of the censored names on the Zoe post was actually Maya's, where Zoe says, "I deleted Robin's and Maya's logs." Aaron also mentioned extreme flirting between Maya and Zoe on Twitter, back during his panic attacks. So clearly, Maya has a sexual relationship with Zoe. On the personal side of that, it's fine. It's nobody's business. On the professional side of it, though, Zoe's having sex with Maya, her PR agent. Weird, but fine. Zoe's having sex with Maya, the PR agent for Silverstring Media, and by extension all of these news outlets. Not fine. If you thought the Nathan Grayson connection was tenuous, alright. Having sex with a member of the PR firm working for the outlets meant to report on your work, that is a direct connection. Now, let me bring this all back around to the IGF.
Mic on.
I don't think it's near you, but you gotta kind of Stormbringer. It's out there in Lundura Heights. That's far as fuck.
We already know Maya's not exactly a reputable individual, what with all this conflict of interest going on around her. Let's meet Brandon Boyer, the chairman of the IGF. Through Aaron, Zoe spoke of Maya's sexual relationship with Brandon. The many, many flirtatious tweets sent between Maya Felix Kramer, aka Lego Butts, and Brandon Boyer, aka Brandon with 3 N's, all point to a romantic, or at least a close platonic relationship. Now, I'd like to take the time to note that August through December is the IGF's nomination period, and January through March is the IGF's judging period. When do all of these fraternizing communications take place between Maya and Brandon? Throughout all of it, from before the IGF opens to after the finalists have been picked. Having the chair of the IGF in the pocket of a woman working PR for Silverstring Media, a company that represents indie games? Strike one. We know that the winners and finalists of the IGF are friends with both Maya Kramer and Brandon.
That's not as fuck, by the way.
Mouth either. Yes, it's publicly known that
Yeah,
Maya
I'm
is
good.
the PR
Fucking,
rep for the Stanley Parable, which won an IGF
why
award. But
is
that's
it
only
that
one
loud
link,
though? Hold
right?
on, where's my
Well,
filters?
hey, Maya, you want to discuss
What?
a
My
launch
filters are
party of
gone?
Crypt of the Necrodancer
Wow,
instead?
hold on.
Alright, cool. Oh, Brandon, you want to...
My filters are missing. I should have filters on here, but they're actually missing. What the fuck happens to my audio filters? Like, you guys can hear that? Alright, filters. Noise gate. Noise suppression. And compressor. Test, 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 test. How does that sound? Test, test, test. Why am I saying reset like that? That's so weird.
Cozy up to another member of Necrodancer's staff? Awesome. How was that party night you and Maya had, Brandon, with a dev that Maya does PR for, and you're supposed to be impartially judging? Was it fun? Speaking of judging, how is judging handled in the IGF? Well, maybe this Gama Sutra article can shed some light on the subject. Today, we're happy to announce members of some of our discipline-specific jury panels. These panels, composed of game industry professionals, notable independent game developers, and former IGF award winners, will determine the finalists and winners of the various IGF 2015
Also, I'm eating on
Well,
on chat
I
right now,
feel
so
incredibly enlightened after reading that. What does this mean? What is the vetting process? Does Brandon Boye just choose his friends? Is the notability factor for notable independent game developers referring to how much you suck up? The truth is, nobody but Brandon knows how the IGF judges are selected. And I'm not the first one to complain about this. An article on the Rotting Cartridge, posted on February 22nd, 2012, describes one indie team's absolutely horrendous IGF experience. They describe how, of the 8 judges that were assigned to their game, 3 didn't play it, 3 played it right at the end of the deadline, and all but 1 judge didn't play the game for more than 5 minutes.
wow.
Oh, and the only reply they got from anybody over at the IGF was when they considered going public with the info.
Like I said, people who are in here didn't play a lot of these fucking games, so like, that's crazy.
Classy, Brandon. What would really make the IGF a shit show, though, is if we could somehow link Maya's parent company, Silverstring Media, back to the IGF finalists and winners. I mean, at that point, we'd have Maya doing PR for news outlets covering IGF, Maya doing PR for indie devs either entering IGF or assisting with IGF, Maya fucking the IGF chair, who, by the way, with the lack of judicial oversight, seems to have total control over who wins the IGF, and Maya's parent company directly tied with IGF winners. But there's no way they'd ever allow themselves to get that entangled, right? Oh, wait. Silverstring Media's CEO, Lucas Johnson, wrote for the game Extra Solar, which made IGF finalist, as well as for Crypt of the Necrodancer, another finalist. And who helped Lucas write Necrodancer? Andrew Grant Wilson, Silverstring's CCO.
Yeah, the
Are
plot
you
thickens.
fucking
That's
kidding
crazy.
me? So, let's recap. We don't know how the IGF contestants are judged. We know Maya Felix Kramer, a PR worker for Silverstring Media, has a romantic or sexual relationship with Brandon Boye, the chair of the IGF. We know both Maya and Brandon have close friendships with many of the IGF's finalists and leaders. And we know that Silverstring staffers also work on the games that placed in the IGF's finalist and leader positions. You know who else might like to know this? The people who didn't win the IGF. The people who aren't friends with Maya or don't work with Silverstring Media. I know if I was an indie dev and I paid $100 to enter my game into the most prestigious indie contest of all time, a contest in which several $1,000s of prize money is given out on an annual basis, a contest in which the winners receive large boosts in press coverage and sales, only to later find out that all the winners were friends and colleagues with the girl fucking the IGF chairman, I might have a few inquiries into the validity of the IGF itself.
That's crazy. Damn. This is what happens when you throw pussy into drama or whatnot, shit just gets all fucked up and shit. That's crazy.
Don't you think that, say, the IGF's chair shouldn't have any relationship whatsoever, friendship or sexual or even business, with the journalists and the developers or any related staff? The fact that it's already happened with Brandon Boye and Maya Felix Kramer is bad enough. What's worse is that the IGF lacks both the safeguards to prevent this from happening again, and it lacks the respect for its contestants not currently a member of the Cool Kids Club. Being able to promote your indie game as a winner in the IGF is a big deal in indie gaming. Now that we know Maya allegedly fucked Brandon in order to get her friends and clients that
Yeah, no,
little
I'm not shocked by this. I just think, like,
can we ever
this
trust
is
the
wild,
Independent
bro.
Games Festival again? Will this happen again next year to get Maya's gaggle of new BFFs, the Indie Games Fest 2015 shiny sticker? Will all of the next year's IGF contestants not fortunate enough to be in Maya's little club get screwed over yet again? So that's the Indie Games Fest for you. If you're an indie dev who didn't win this time around, well, don't worry about it. For next year, just slap some lipstick on. I hear Brandon likes smudges around his shaft.
Oh no, get out of here. That's crazy. Alright. It is null and void.
You wake up to the sound of the alarm on your iPhone, and annoyed that you couldn't get more sleep, you grudgingly unlock your phone to see what's going on in the world, and there's an email from Amazon telling you that your package has been delivered. So you force yourself out of bed to get the package, and it's some Johnson & Johnson medicine you ordered the night before. The wonders of overnight shipping, you think to yourself. You glance across the room to see the clock. It's 8 a.m. and you have to be at work by 9. Flustered, you open your Microsoft computer to answer some work emails before getting dressed. There's no time to cook breakfast, so you'll just grab something at McDonald's on your way to work. What if I told you that every single company you just interacted with within the first hour of your day is heavily influenced in large part by one company, BlackRock? Now, I'm sure
Because iPhones were popular, bro. They're the high quality phones. Nobody likes Android. If you have an Android, you're a broke boy. I think it's so stupid.
you've heard about
Because I have both an iPhone and an Android, and I use my Android more than my iPhone.
BlackRock. There are dozens of videos here on YouTube that talk about how it's the company that controls the entire world. But the reality is far less glamorous. Here is why everything you've heard about BlackRock is wrong. Before we talk about that, let's talk about data. Every time we browse on the internet, companies collect an insane amount of data from us, information which is then sold to data brokers, who in turn sell it to the highest bidder or just lose that information in data breaches. According to a report from the Identity Theft Resource Center, there were 68% more breaches in 2021 than in 2020, and that number is only going up. A few months ago, my friend got an email telling him that his information was released in a data breach from a company that he had never heard of, and right after he started getting personalized email ads from shady companies. This is how scammers are able to figure out your phone number, name, and even your address. The good news is that you can get these data brokers to delete the information they have about you. Sadly, to do it manually could take years. This is why I
Nah, fucking BlackRock also has their shit in gaming. I don't know anything about BlackRock. That's why I'm watching this video right now, because it involves the whole Gamer Gate stuff.
love using the sponsor of today's episode, Incogni. All you have to do is create an account.
Like the stuff I know about BlackRock is when we were talking about, hey, if you have diversity in X, we give you extra incentives or grants or like extra money for that shit or whatnot. And this is how this is how Sweet Baby Inc. got into it or whatnot.
Completely risk-free for 30 days, so I encourage every one of you to at least give it a try, and if
Mic off.
you get a full refund. I can assure you, when you see just how many data brokers have your information, you'd definitely want to keep your subscription. Back to our story.
Mic on.
BlackRock is an investment firm that controls a huge number of shares in some of the largest companies in the world. They have a total of $10 trillion in assets across the globe. That's an amount equal to half of America's total GDP, controlled just by one company. It's easy to dismiss such a powerful company as all
And yet we're like, what, $9-10 trillion in debt? That's crazy. Well, this is what happens when like you have, no, we can have that. This is what happens when you have like companies that don't give or like fix out the economy in any way, shape, or form.
about evil, but the truth is, BlackRock doesn't own these companies or even own shares of these companies. Their clients own the shares, BlackRock simply manages them. That's not to say that BlackRock doesn't have any influence on these companies, they definitely do. Because they control such an incredible amount of their stock, it's possible that companies want to keep in BlackRock's good graces, so they don't pull their investments. Now, while BlackRock might not be the evil company some people make them out to be, the truth is, there's still something very shady about them. Their hypocrisy. BlackRock was founded 34 years ago by Larry Fink, and he grew the company from $5 million in value to $8 billion in just 5 years, primarily by managing money invested by large institutions like pensions, university endowments, and substantial fortunes invested by the uber-rich. Today, Fink serves on the Council on Foreign Relations and the World Economic Forum, commanding the attention of business tycoons and political leaders around the globe, and his company is on the cusp of consolidating so much power that it could essentially control the world.
Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
The worst day on...
Let's see. BlackRock bought and owned out Ancestry.com. They control a lot of shit. They have Ancestry.com? Damn! You serious? That's crazy.
Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
The 2008 financial crash turned out to be an incredible opportunity for BlackRock. It secured an uncontested contract to control many of the banks that had collapsed. That gave Larry Fink, who was
fuck 2008.
Already incredibly wealthy, even more power, and a direct line to the American government. The same thing happened in 2020, during the early days of the pandemic, when the government called in BlackRock to protect the Federal Reserve from financial fallout. Periods of economic uncertainties like these were key to BlackRock's rise to power, and as the famous saying goes, with great power comes great
they
responsibility,
bought that shit last
and
year.
BlackRock
That's crazy.
would like you to think that they are being responsible. In the summer of 2020, while the world was angry about the murder of George Floyd, BlackRock came out with a statement saying that companies had to serve a social purpose, and that they would be giving every company an ESG, or environmental, social, and governance score.
I want to be $10 trillion rich. I'll probably still stay in like an apartment, but like my apartment's gonna be lit as fuck.
Companies that promised more diversity in hiring and leadership or offered environmentally friendly policies and technology received higher scores.
Ah shit, a fucking ad break. Do your homework on BlackRock. Shit's crazy. And someone that's what's scary? Really scary, that's what we're saying. But nah, fucking yeah, man, this is my first time hearing about this company or whatnot. Due to like Gamer Gate, so it had me kind of interested. Like I knew they had like their hands in like a lot of shit. I just thought it was just being like gaming or something like that, you know what I mean? I'll lie, I don't have Netflix. Take off your shoes, or we're gonna watch 2000 animes on a CRTV. Ugh. Hold on, I gotta show this meme real quick. This is a meme that I'm looking at right now while we wait. Oh no! No! Oh fuck! Oh, that's gonna fuck me up. A cancer patient putting up his hands for Goku. No! It's not just a cartoon, it's not just video game, it's not just a movie. To someone, and the whole reason they're still alive is it's why we must protect such things from those who want to destroy them for political and financial gain. Damn, dude, that's damn, man, that's fuck. But no, let's get back.
Than companies that didn't. Although this concept had been around since 2004, BlackRock became the loudest proponent of ESG investing in 2020, and in all honesty, it worked. Before this statement, ESGs were mentioned in far fewer than 1% of earnings calls, but by May 2021, that number rose to around 20%, and in a sense remained the fastest growing segment in the asset management industry. People are more concerned about the environmental and social impact of companies, and that's a good thing, right? Socially responsible companies get the upper hand in an ideal
Yeah, I want to know what they're doing for the economy. Probably filling their own pockets.
world, yes, but we all know that the world we live in is far from ideal. While there's been some positive improvement, the main result of BlackRock's ESG statement has been a massive surge in companies participating in practices like greenwashing, pretending they're more sustainable, diverse, or responsible than they actually are. It's also exposed the hypocrisy of BlackRock itself, because while it claims to champion ESG investing, the company remains the largest investor in fossil fuels and war profiteering, and maintains a pretty friendly relationship with human rights violators. And it's not just BlackRock, the second largest investment firm in the world, Vanguard, is guilty of the same technique, promoting ESG investing on the one hand, but on the other, Unwilling to stop investing.
Ew, that kid put his finger on the donut. Ew, no, stop. That donut is ruined now. You can't sell that shit. Smack his hand away. That's gross. Hold on.
Technique. Promoting ESG
That kid literally put
on the one
his
hand,
finger
but on
on
the
the
other,
donut.
unwilling
Boo that kid.
to stop investing in oil and gas companies or pull out of companies with questionable human rights practices. We see this time and time again from BlackRock. They do something that seems like they're moving in the right direction in the eyes of the public, but behind the scenes, they're unwilling to tamper with their investments, even if it's for the greater good of society. Take climate change, for instance. BlackRock says that climate risk is investment risk, meaning that investing in companies that aren't creating policies to help address climate change is a risky move. In 2021, BlackRock actually did do something about this by helping shake up the board of ExxonMobil and installing new members who promised to take action on climate change. Previously, the oil and gas behemoth was responsible for 2%.
I highly doubt it though, because there's still a lot of shit that's happening. I think it's West Africa, where this I think Shell company is like took over like the whole fucking area and is just like using that area just to like spill toxic waste and stuff like that, and it's affecting a lot of those in that area. Now I could be wrong, it could be somewhere in the East Africa, but I definitely know it's a Shell company.
Of the world's emissions. Now there are new self-imposed mandates to help reduce that over time. This is a great move by the company, no doubt, but the fact that it's still the world's single biggest investor in fossil fuels makes this feel more like virtue signaling than actually trying to make meaningful change. And hypocrisy doesn't end there. As mass shootings continue to end lives in the US, BlackRock has spoken out against gun violence and said that gun manufacturers should do more to protect the lives of the American people. But who's the largest investor in gun manufacturers? You guessed it, BlackRock. The investment firm holds a 16% stake in Sturm Ruger, 15% in Vista Outdoor.
Yeah, guys, it's just not the NRAs supporting guns, it's also companies.
And significant percentages of other manufacturers just like them. BlackRock says it talks to these companies about improving safety, but
Man, I want some gun porn after this.
so far, it's unclear whether or not there's actually been any policy change. Outside of America, BlackRock's U.S. Aerospace and Defense Fund has billions of dollars invested in major weapons contractors worldwide, like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and General Dynamics. They're supporting these companies that then
Don't forget fucking General Electric, because they work for the military too.
get huge Pentagon contracts and use taxpayer money to engage in violence and war around the globe. Often, these weapons are supplied to foreign governments in the name of peace, like Saudi Arabia, which received weapons from the US government and used them to indiscriminately attack civilians in Yemen during years of civil war.
Oh, she's just in the car just chilling.
During years of civil war. Funding this spread of war and an increase in nuclear weapons shows that BlackRock constantly skirts its own commitment to human rights. So does its engagement with authoritarian governments. BlackRock is officially the first global asset manager to have access to China's mutual fund, leaving folks wondering,
Yo, that is scary. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's wild.
what did Fink promise Chinese President Xi Jinping to allow him to access the Chinese Communist Party's fund? To be fair, BlackRock isn't the only investment company out there looking to do business with China, but because of its widespread power, it's been the most successful in gaining a foothold in the controversial territory, which is surprising, especially for a US company. This power also made it a major player in the war in Ukraine. As we saw in China, despite its emphasis on ESG investing, BlackRock has a tendency to overlook human rights in favor of monetary gain. It's been investing in Russia's most prominent companies for years. The British pensions that BlackRock controls alone have contributed $630 billion to Russia. After Russia's annexation
Damn, that couple was making out for a long ass time. Let's rewind that.
alone have contributed $630
Oh, that's so sweet.
billion to Russia. After Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, a precursor to what would become the more now than a year-long war in Ukraine, BlackRock reconsidered some of its investments in Russia, but just 1 year later, it was back to being among the top shareholders in the country's biggest corporations.
I told you that
Even when it
BlackRock's
became
scary.
clear that Russian
I know
President
about
Vladimir
them, but I
Putin
didn't
was planning
speak
an
about
invasion
them.
last year,
Really?
BlackRock didn't budge, and like most other Western firms, it did, eventually, pull assets out of Russia once the war started, but think about all the money it flooded into Russia over the years. Money that the authoritarian government controlled and used in its expansion mission that led to this deadly war. All of this begs the question, how did one company gain this much global power and influence? Well, it started with technology. BlackRock's business is built on ETFs, or exchange-traded funds. An ETF contains diversified investments to reduce an investor's risk. Rather than buying stock in a single company, you're investing in a fund that buys stocks, commodities, and other
I
securities.
need to actually go into actual stocks and shit, because I kind of dabble in it, but like it just felt too dangerous, you know?
This practice proved to be very lucrative for BlackRock and its investors thanks to a portfolio management software it created in 1998 called Aladdin. Aladdin predicts the possible outcome of every investment and collects information and personal data on everyone who has ever knowingly or unknowingly given BlackRock money. This allows the software to predict how likely it is that a specific investment will fail. Eventually, this technology put Fink and BlackRock on top, making the
About fucking stocks or stoinks. Did you hear about the Asian chick who lost like a bunch of money live on stream? Hold on. Actually, no, let's not use that. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let's hit that first. I think she's Asian. I think it's her. No. On stream, I put money wrong. I put Mourner or Horny Morny. Was she Korean? No, she wasn't Korean. Doinks. No, I spelled it wrong. Cause she goes off, dude. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna look at that shit later, but let's go to BlackRock.
The company is the go-to firm for ETF investing, which keeps getting more and more popular.
In the stream or whatnot, she was having her day by day when she was going by stunks, and all of a sudden, shit start going inside the red, right? And she just blew the fuck up. It was crazy. Like, mind you, it was a lot of money. I think she had like 100,000 at her peak, and the shit just is gone in a second. And that's why I don't like doing like I even got out of NFTs because of this shit. Because like at least with NFTs you could default to 0 or default to like whatever you have or whatnot, and it won't eat up from whatever you got. But like yeah, man, I don't think I can. Like I want to buy a Bitcoin, like one complete Bitcoin, but I don't have the money for that.
Global ETF assets could explode to 25 trillion by 2025, meaning trillions more for BlackRock. But we don't need to wait until 2025 to see the effects of the power BlackRock has. Right now, BlackRock oversees assets worth 10% of the entire world economy.
Is scary
Companies
too.
like Fox, Comcast, and Disney have to consult with BlackRock before they make major moves, since it has such a large share of their ownership. BlackRock and other large firms like Vanguard are the biggest investors in global giants like Google, Facebook, and Amazon. This level of ownership creates an anti-competitive environment. You feel this in the prices of airline tickets. BlackRock and Vanguard are among the 5 largest shareholders of the 3 biggest airline operators, which means that there's very little incentive to lower prices in order to compete with each other. This level of ownership consolidation reduces consumer choice and raises prices, and it also means that eventually a handful of powerful people at these investment firms could wield more power than the executives at the companies they own shares in. Even Jack Bogle, who founded Vanguard, says that this kind of ownership concentration is bad.
Damn, look at that fucking turkey neck, bro. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have this whole facial structure when I hit my 60s too.
Too much money in the hands of too few will not work out well for the global economy. There are solutions that governments could put in place to stop these companies from gathering too much influence. Things like not allowing funds and ETFs to vote as shareholders in companies, or creating ownership caps that would dictate how much of a company can be owned by a single entity. The laws can be passed limiting how much influence an investment firm can have in the companies they're invested in, even.
But they're not though. When Bitcoin a year ago was worth about 32K, now it's worth like 76K. Dude, if I had my access, like let's say 10 years ago, like I had my access to a Bitcoin or whatnot 10 years ago and bought one for like $1 or so, or less than $1, nigga, I'll be rich by the time fucking like because all you need is like what? To be like set for life, you need like 10 Bitcoin. Yeah, bro, that's a lot of fucking millions of dollars right there. 10 Bitcoin.
Even if that influence isn't
No, actually, no. It will be hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think.
intended to be benevolent, like
Still a lot of fucking money.
with the ESG. But how soon could any of this happen? Because BlackRock and Vanguard are less than a decade away from managing $20 trillion in assets.
Ugh.
That would upend the asset management industry and intensify the already staggering ownership consolidation of the world's largest companies, sending prices through the roof. One of the biggest problems with this system of business is that the more money BlackRock manages, the lower its fees for investors, so we end up in this cycle where the best way to invest our money today creates a potentially catastrophic environment for our money and our society tomorrow. Unfortunately, most people don't have the luxury of looking that far ahead. What looks good in the short term is all that matters, and that is how BlackRock thrives. It hopes you'll overlook its hypocrisy around the environment, diversity, and human rights.
Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. I'm switching my podcast real quick. Filters. Okay, so it has everything here except for noise suppression. Alright, we're gonna switch right back. Main. Filters. Noise suppression, close. Test. Okay, now instead of cutting off instantly, it should like gradually cut off.
It's because it puts out statements about being a responsible company. Its future hinges on its investors not caring about these things. The problem is that many of its investors don't even know they're investors. They're simply part of a pension fund or an endowment that BlackRock manages. There are smaller funds that do support ESG investing without conflicts of interest, and there are options, like managing our own shares, that help us avoid the moral pitfalls of large companies like BlackRock. But much like how most of us couldn't live without Amazon's next-day delivery for our last-minute essentials,
Damn right, because I use that shit to buy groceries.
using these large fall
Yeah, I said it.
companies is just easier.
Cause like going to food for less, you feel like you're getting you're not getting that much shit. Cause like even like, cause I still sell, cause like everywhere it still buy the same amount of food. It still can cost me like 200, close to 150 to $200. Even going to food for less and shit like that. And like food for less, you have to get the selection.
Over the past decade, the public has become more and more critical of what massive companies do and say. As that magnifying glass emerged, BlackRock made sure that its messaging about making the world a better place was heard and publicized. BlackRock's hypocrisy won't end. Its public image versus private actions will most likely always conflict with one another, but as consumers and investors, it's our responsibility to know what's happening. Taking them at their word is the easier option, but that's exactly what BlackRock is betting you'll do.
Alright. This is literally 1 month ago.
All right. Today's an interesting video, at least I think so, because today we're talking about the process by which the video game industry went woke through the lens of a pretty widespread claim that was made a few months ago. The claim was that a company called Sweet Baby Incorporated had somehow contributed to the phenomenon.
Damn, so like fucking people are on this shit even before it became huge. Cause I think people ignore shit until like it becomes the news of the fucking month or whatnot. And usually, and I want everybody to do this, when something like this drops, look what's in the background of everything else or whatnot. Because like this would drop and it will like counter whatever it would counter whatever fucking or it would like hide like other shit or whatnot that's happening on like injustices and stuff like that. Because when Gamergate was out, there was a lot of other drama that was happening too that got pushed under the rug due to Gamergate. Like with what happened with Niji Sanji. There was a lot of other foul shit that was happening while everybody was covering Niji Sanji shit like that. Like when this one chick announced the VTuber awards and people just like the Black VTuber awards and people thought there was like, oh, fair game, let's all be racist. at this fucking Twitter post or whatnot. And nobody's, and like, only like I know 2 people who covered it, but no bigger outlets covered it or whatnot. Which says a lot about the VTuber community and how they like give a shit about like those who are black or whatnot, you know? Because the obvious question was like, oh, how do you know if they're black? A lot of people who are black would use black avatars or whatnot, and you can hear in their aneurysms or whatnot. Not a lot of black people like to hide their shit, unless like you're like Kenji in his situation, and he's not hiding the fact that he's black. He says every time he's fucking black. But people would be like, how do you know if they're black? You know if somebody else is black if you have black friends or whatnot. Decoys will be forever in the front in the front line in wars. You mean front line?
Where video game narratives are being deliberately constructed for the purpose of ticking off
Decoys will forever be the front man in wars. Oh yeah. I have to read that again in order to understand because I don't have my glasses.
Like BlackRock. It sounds complicated, but the idea itself is pretty straightforward. Investment companies like BlackRock allegedly have a kind of scorecard. That scorecard factors in things like diversity, inclusion, LGBTQ allyship, etc., and the scores.
Yeah, man, I didn't vote for you. I want a black card back, goddammit. Everybody been saying I'm white for the past 4 years. I hate this shit, bro. Dude, I thought that was so fucking stupid of a white guy being like, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Nigga, what? Shut the fuck up. Dude should have just shut the fuck up and let people vote for him. Instead of being like, you ain't black if you didn't vote for me. Nigga, we don't get out of here, bro.
These companies qualify them, or disqualify them, from being the target of investment, which has further downstream impacts. The particular claim we're looking at today asserts that video game publishers have increasingly turned to a company called Sweet Baby Incorporated, among others, so as to boost their effective score by modifying their games with woke-style themes or narratives, thereby qualifying them for additional investments, aka going woke. Now,
so this is how I knew about BlackRock. It's because they did the conference about the incentives and stuff like that, and giving people extra money for being quote unquote woke. Should have ad break. Boo. Or ad break goes down. That means I can actually look at Twitter. What is this? Did she miss? Boom! Hold on. This is funny. This is actually pretty funny. Hold on, you guys gotta see this. Oh, this is so funny. And miss. And hits the target. Shit. So be fair warning, there will be titties on my Twitter account. Now, fucking, I don't know what kind of titties, but there will be titties. By the way, No Context Humans, hold on. Where is it? No Context Humans is the best Twitter account you will ever fucking have. So what is this? Is this Fortnite?
Where we can bring players together at massive scale. Now, you're probably all wondering, what is this? This is an experimental community space where we can bring players together at massive scale.
Bro, can I kill them all though?
I can't get over this, chat. Look at my frame rate, man. There's 1,500 player models being rendered now.
Look at what's going on at Hello.
I doubt. You gotta have a pretty impressive rig.
This game is running right now. Oh, look at that! What?
3, 2, 1, and go.
What is this? This is a racing game?
This is so cooler than any event I've done.
This is Apex Legends?
We've got some streamers running around here. Backins TV.
Oh no, that's me.
Come to me right now.
Oh no.
And everyone else get off the lake.
Yeah, I could never be fucking a part of this shit because I'm not seen as like that kind of streamer or whatnot. I have to hope I get keys or whatnot. But no.
I fully understand that today's topic is highly politicized. I'm not trying to do that. It's just an objective fact here. So please keep in mind that I'll be attempting to go purely analytical.
No, because it's the thing of the month that would get you revenue.
Staying away from opinionated jabs and commentary on what I actually think.
By the way, I'm getting revenue off this too. I got fucking ads playing.
I have opinions, don't get me wrong, but this video is about looking at patterns, not rambling about grievances. There's plenty of that circulating on social media right now. I've certainly done it myself in the past, but today I'm much more interested in what's actually happening behind the scenes, because the general accusation, gaming has gone woke is extremely common, yet often said with very little deeper analysis. Let's get started. This is Sweet Baby Incorporated. This company in particular came under fire a few months ago from a variety of angles, resulting in them turning some of their social media private, probably because they got harassed, which does happen when you become the target of YouTube videos en masse. But with that in mind, I'm not actually focusing on whether or not Sweet Baby Incorporated individually is the reason video games went woke. I'm focusing on the concept of whether or not companies
Now, to be
like
honest,
them
I
have
don't
an
want to
incentive to exist,
get money off of
and
just
whether or not
doing shit
major
like this. I want to
publishers or development
earn
studios
money just
have
off
an
doing what I
incentive
like.
to hire them. If those two things prove to be true, well, that obviously
All right,
tells us
fam.
something. And here's a bit of a spoiler. It's pretty obvious in my opinion that yes, those two things are currently true. Once again, this is Sweet Baby Incorporated. It is a, quote, narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal with a mission to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry, end quote. On the surface, to be completely honest, that's not very interesting. It gets a little bit weirder when you listen to some of the things that their executives have said publicly, sure, but the most interesting part is their client list. Xbox Game Studios, EA, Electronic Arts, that
Okay, so we got Xbox, EA, Valve, True Love, Santa Monica Studios, 2K, Ubisoft. No wonder why Pulse is bisexual when his performance increased by 50%. Let's see. Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Finji, Polygon, Rocksteady, Co-op. I don't know what that is. Corruption Games, MTE. I don't know what that is. Cast 82, Abacus Group Studios, Deck 9. I can't see what this. Wizards. Oh, if they were there during Wizards of the Coast, that's why Sandra is the not identifies, but her sexual orientation is that way. That's crazy. But no, fucking they couldn't make Nissa and no, that's crazy. Couldn't make Nissa and Sandra a thing, and I really wanted that thing to happen, and they nerfed the shit. That pissed me off. Be like, ship my elf queen with my fire princess. God damn it. But that's besides the point. People Can Fly, Echo Studios, and Juvie.
That is Valve, 2K, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Rocksteady, Avalanche, Compulsion Games, etc., etc. The list is very long and also includes a large number of industry-leading publishers as well as development studios. For Sweet Baby as a business, that's great, but for the topic today, we need to understand what it is they actually do. The best way to describe this, without going down a pretty hefty rabbit hole here, is to read this paragraph from their approach info page. Quote, we believe
I like fucking Control, the video game. I just don't like the character design. I just should make the character design look more like the voice actress than give her a strong jawline.
Representation.
Damn, this is what I hate about asthma. Fucking, I've been wheezing all day and shit like that, and it feels like fucking the pauses feel awkward in each of my fucking when I'm talking or whatnot. It just sounds so weird when I fucking just pause at random like this. I'm not even fucking exhausted.
Is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. We're part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants, able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitivity topics. Our approach leads with the creation of joy in marginalized players and seeks to be additive rather than strictly corrective. We do cultural consultation.
Hold on. Word seeks to be an additive rather than strictly corrective. It sounds like they're relying on this right here. I think they strictly correct the shit, because like if you're scaring companies into fucking doing what you do as making it diverse or whatnot, that seems like it's correcting some shit, right?
Sensitivity and inclusivity reading, risk and opportunities assessment, and more, end quote. See, that's the type of stuff that people generally talk about or refer to when they say the word woke. Sensitivity reading means reading something and determining who might possibly be offended, which might be okay, surface level, sure, except for when obscure or irrelevant demographics are considered, or invented, rather, leading to dramatic corrections, as they also discuss, which are then made to the game, ultimately destroying its appeal to the pre-existing fan base. Whether you're for it or against it, the idea of hiring a consultation firm to help make your game more sensitive, inclusive, and diverse is a practice that is now rather common. And again, that is what people are referring to when they say that the video game industry has gone woke. But the question is why? Short answer, ESG, environmental social governance. That's what people tell you who
Okay, so the ESG shit is weird too because I try to like look that up in like the proper way where it's related to gaming because it sounds like what it does or whatnot, but like I always try to figure out how that's related to gaming or whatnot. I've been like doing that off research or whatnot.
Besides the practice, but what's actually happening? This is BlackRock. BlackRock is a multinational investment firm. You've probably heard of it many times before, and it's the world's largest individual corporate asset manager. On a similar level is Vanguard, another multinational investment company managing over
Hey, we just learned about these two.
$7 billion in this case. And these two firms, among many others out there, have something in common. They both prioritize ESG investments. ESG-focused investing is a financial phenomenon or trend, if you will. According to a PwC report, quote, asset managers globally are expected to increase their ESG-related assets under management, AUM, to $33.9 trillion by 2026, end quote. And what's even more substantial, ESG assets are on pace to constitute 21.5% of total global assets under management in less than 5 years. Simply put, ESG investing is a viral phenomenon where the social, environmental, and political conscience of an asset, or company rather, is allegedly at the core of whether or not major investment firms will include it in their portfolios. So much so that prominent businesses now publish what are called ESG reports. Here's one from Kraft Heinz, the company behind ketchup, in 2022. It has an entire
Kraft is delicious though, even though I don't like ketchup like that.
Section called Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging. More specific to gaming, if you want that, here's an ESG report from Activision Blizzard in 2021. The word diversity is mentioned 39 times, and the report very
Fucking A, really? Because they actually do have a chart for that.
Specifically emphasizes more characters in the video games that they produce with LGBTQ backgrounds or non-binary representation. Now, this matters because BlackRock and Vanguard, both of them, under their asset umbrella, if you will, have numerous different funds dedicated to the concept of ESG, which is specifically why these large companies are trying so hard to fit in. One important side note for later in the video from the Vanguard ESG stock ETF, quote, the index excludes the stocks of companies that FTSE determines engage in, have a specified level of involvement in, and or derive threshold amounts of revenue, that's important, threshold amounts of revenue, from one or more of the following activities, including, further down, own and or operate a gambling establishment, end quote. My point is that these investment funds have rules, kind of ethical rules, really, and that gaming companies in particular are attempting to conform to said rules. However, let's go one step further and make it completely obvious. Remember that list of companies that hired Sweet Baby Incorporated that they brag about on their official website? Let's look at those, starting with Electronic Arts. The largest...
Where's Volition though? Oh wait, they're gone.
Institutional shareholders of EA, BlackRock, and Vanguard. Take-Two Interactive, another name on the list of Sweet Baby clients by way of 2K. Largest institutional holders, Vanguard and BlackRock. Warner
That's
Brothers,
crazy.
Again, Sweet Baby client, largest holders, Vanguard, then BlackRock, and the list goes on. See, the corporate tree of life, as I call it in a demented way, makes it even more obvious because the other names on that list, the list of Sweet Baby clients that is, are almost all related in some capacity as well, even if BlackRock or Vanguard are not directly holding their company's stock. Example, Warner Brothers in 2010, a while ago, acquired a majority stake in Rocksteady Studios, meaning that yet another client on the list is directly connected through its parent organization, and the same is true.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Because even though they do own DC Comics and stuff like that, I think like what happened to Rocksteady in their game right now, like the game's probably good. I haven't played it yet, but like I've been hearing like really terrible reviews about the Suicide Squad. They said they did to the late fucking Batman voice actor. I don't know. It's a more tasteful way to how to do it, but like just killing him off like that just feels distasteful, you know? And he's gone, so you can't do other voice lines or anything like that for DLC.
True.
Because I was told the game hints at these guys are not being the actual heroes or whatnot, but they're clones made by Brainiac.
For practically every single name you see. Microsoft, largest institutional holders, surprise, surprise, Vanguard, BlackRock. And this was true for Activision Blizzard as well, even before the buyout. As of October 12, 2023, BlackRock owned 56 million shares of the company, accounting for 7.2% of its total, and Vanguard owned over 61 million, 7.9%. Microsoft also owns Compulsion Games. Surprise, surprise. Yet another name on the list of Sweet Baby Incorporated. But you get the point. These companies, the ones hiring Sweet Baby, unilaterally enjoy substantial investment from two of the world's largest asset holders who
Damn, that's
champion
loud.
the concept of ESG in their investing portfolios, which heavily incentivizes shoehorn diversity, thereby feeding the cycle and creating an industry norm where publishers play ball, kind of.
I usually don't watch Upper Echelon videos because like he has a weird bias. Like he used to be unbiased until like he slowly starts switching to a bias that I don't like, but like he still makes good content.
Make their products look better for the purpose of appeasing this larger agenda, only to have their original audiences wondering what the hell happened when the products become unrecognizable. Make sense? Just one problem. This whole thing is a sham. Remember that requirement, the one we briefly read from the Vanguard ETF about excluding gambling? Yeah, that's a pretty normal provision for most of these funds, but half of the modern video game world is now predicated on blatant underage gambling. Loot boxes, surprise mechanics, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I think the whole loot box shit was just investors wanted to add it so people could put more money in the game so they can make more money or whatnot. But the government was like, fuck that. It's gambling, my guy. Put out the odds out there, you know? And mind you, I do buy battle passes and stuff like that. And I do get like packs from there, which is a gamble or whatnot. And now they're making the marketplace.
It's gambling.
Yes,
but
they're going to make a marketplace for Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Siege for the skins.
The point is to look like you do.
And I have a lot of Black Eye skins that I don't want.
Expectations. Let me expand on that. According to analysis done by Gianpaolo Pari and Mirko Rubin, I think is how you say that, published by Vox EU in October of 2023, titled Smoke and Mirrors, A Look Inside ESG Fund Portfolios. Quote, as a final piece of evidence, we calculate the hypothetical returns a fund would earn based on the disclosed portfolio and compare them to its realized returns. In Figure 2, we observe that in the 10 days leading up to disclosure, funds tend to underperform the portfolio they are about to disclose. This observation is consistent with the idea, during this period, they incur meaningful transaction costs as they adjust their portfolio to include more environmentally friendly and sustainable assets. However, following the disclosure event, we notice a shift in performance dynamics. Funds begin to outperform.
Like, mind you, are these games that add these social issues into video games? Do these games actually sell? Like, I really want to know, because like Spider-Man sold because of the IP. I believe this Kill the Justice Squad sold because of the IP as well. Like, I don't know, making King Shark I think making sure, what is King Shark's what's we call it? King Shark. Da 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 da. King Shark in Kill the Justice League.
This is King.
No. Da 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 da. Yeah, I think King Shark has a I think he's like not bisexual, but I think genderqueer or something like that. And they just threw that at him and it doesn't even approve the story or anything like that. He just has it or whatnot, which I think it's weird. We're gonna watch this couple of videos on this. This is like my third time watching both videos.
Against women video.
Ah, there we go. Hold on, let's do this real quick. Let's rewind these both.
The portfolio that they have just disclosed, indicating that they are now holding higher paying assets than the ones they have recently made public. This trend is in line with the hypothesis that after the disclosure event, funds might replace some ESG assets with higher yielding but less sustainable assets. End quote. Simplified, before disclosing what assets they hold, ESG funds are rearranging themselves to look good, only to sell off those assets immediately and invest back into whatever is just most profitable. Smoke and mirrors. Here's an even better example that's also pertinent to the gaming industry.
Okay. Where are we on this? Smoke and mirrors? The whole thing smoke and mirrors? Okay, cool.
Activision Blizzard, the company rocked by sexual harassment lawsuits, worker mistreatment scandals, employee walkouts, and governmental investigations. Yeah, they're perfectly fine for these funds, apparently. They have a board of directors that's 20% women and 20% underrepresented minorities, according to their ESG reports, so they're good to go. And as such, were included in many of the funds that BlackRock and Vanguard offer as an ESG compliant company. Even the Wall Street Journal itself openly admits, quote, asset managers seem willing to include any company paying lip service to progressive priorities, end quote. Companies like Sustainalytics and Permutable...
Damn, this dude actually paid for the fucking, wait, no, is this on, oh no, he didn't. Gifts unlocked the article. Oh no, he did pay for the Wall Street Journal stuff. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pay for stuff to do this, but I guess if you're a journalist or YouTube journalist, you're gonna have to do this shit.
AI published reports aimed at analyzing the ESG score of different organizations, and those reports are allegedly used by BlackRock, Vanguard, and presumably others as well to allocate funds. The problem? Those reports merely seem to establish a surface-level score, failing to consider even monumental
Low
issues
risk.
with the company internally, like reliance on underage gambling as a revenue stream, a large one at that, or widespread worker abuse as well, focusing instead on things like self-disclosed ESG reports, where a company brags about what percentage of its executive board are non-binary. The results? Companies like Activision Blizzard
we got
are
an
included
ad.
in the environmental social governance funds, while publishers become incentivized to hire consultants like Sweet Baby Incorporated because the surface-level narrative changes that they make to their intellectual property and franchise video games are somehow impactful enough here to place them in the good graces of the world's largest asset managers. Not because they did anything good, but because they look good on paper according to a very narrow set of criteria, so that holding their stock is deemed ethical at specific points in time. Bottom line, Sweet Baby Incorporated is not responsible for video games going woke. It's merely profiting off a general demand for that end, helping them do it by making the products seem that way, so that publishers can align themselves with a financial trend that demands diversity and inclusion, all for the optics of an asset fund. At least, that's what it looks like to me if I step back and try to see the full picture. In the end, the idea that video games have gone woke seems to be based on a measurable push to have parent organizations and publicly traded companies associated with video games included in ESG funds by altering their products and paying lip service to the ideals that these funds pretend, once in a while, to be based on. That's it. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links down below, especially Patreon.
Yeah, if your guys are like hip to Patreon or whatnot, fucking subscribe to his shit. Don't do whatever the fuck you want. And there you go. WB situation is worse. Okay, I have to watch that on my own. But yeah, let's go to It's a Gundam.
Do you think Fratanga is secretly a furry? Fratanga?
No, Fratanga is too much of an asshole to be a furry. Fratanga's also kind of like, Fratanga's one of my favorite people. If you don't mind me saying, like, he's a real one. I'm not going to say anything that would incriminate us because we're all criminals on one level or another. But Fratanga's one of the few people I really like in content creation because he's a real dude. He's a normal guy who's just trying to start his drug empire. You know, it's the American dream. God bless him for it.
Damn. Yeah, guys, he's too much of an asshole to be a furry.
Yeah, well,
oh no, he's a brony. All right, let's do this.
Right, it's the beginning of March. Gotta get out of this. 1 second. Ow, my stick! There we go.
Whoo, fresh air. It's really hot in that
Yeah, motherfucker actually got a stick.
persona suit. Well, at the very least, I'm glad you can see what viewers don't. That means a lot, Gundam. It's a total buzzkill to take a look at my subscribers and see a few of them are in the millions of subscribers, but never mention they watch me. It's okay, don't.
Wait, what? 9 days ago? The fuck? Oh, no! God damn it. You know what? I'm just this to Gundam stuff because this is entertainment. And also, I'm probably going to pass out in like a cool minute anyway. What's the upcoming game you're looking forward to playing? I already got the game I want. I got Enshrouded. But like, if I don't know what's coming out, though, I think the Elden Ring, the DLC, I'm going to buy that for me and the homie. Because he bought me Elden Ring, so it's only right if I bought him the DLC. But I haven't talked to the homie in a minute, though.
Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life.
Now, a word from our sponsor. Thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Opera GX is here to revolutionize your internet experience with customizable browser mods.
Hold on.
Browse.
I use Opera GX, so I didn't hear all this.
Doing a cover top. Sweet Baby Inc. is the successful feminist frequency. That phrase alone should fill you with dread. For those that don't remember, feminist frequency.
It's enjoyable, actually. I haven't used the mage class, but I'm more of a physical guy. But like, hold on. I'm enjoying the game a lot. I just wish I could stream it because I don't think I'm able to stream this game because dude, my minimum specs is the exact specs for minimum, or the minimum specs I need is the exact specs that I have on my PC or whatnot. It's weird. But like, I haven't used the mage class like that. Like, I only got like 2-3 towers up, but I have all the fucking characters when I did the quest. It's just I don't know the map that well. It needs to be like there needs to be a mini map or something where you can just reference so like you don't get lost, because you can get lost in the sauce. Yeah, I'll be an assassin in that game. I'm trying to build an assassin in that game, but like I like double jumping and doing the slam thinking. Like the cool thing is like you can farm like a lot of fucking shit or whatnot, because like it's a whole progressive thing when you farm in that game or whatnot. It's not like Power World, where like you have to find drops and shit like that. In this game, all you have to do is like find the item and unlock the recipe, or like you do certain quests to unlock different recipes and stuff like that, which Power should have, but they don't have it, so like it's all weird and shit like that. You know what I mean? But no, I like Enshrouded. I like how the way everything works or whatnot. Though the level up system is kind of slow, to be honest. Like, I think I'm like level 10 or 11 or whatnot, and I'm getting my ass whooped still by like 10 or 11s. No, I think I'm level 9. That's what it is. And I'm fighting like shit that's like level 15, so every fight is a boss fight. Especially when they get up on you, because it's like their fighting system, unless they're like all bosses or mini bosses or elites, they fight you one-on-one, unless you find like a bunch of elites that will all charge you at once and like fucking beat the shit out of you. And it doesn't help when you're in the shroud. It really isn't. Like, I think I'm in the boss area right now trying to kill this boss, but there's so many fucking enemies. But no, the game's fun. Like, I enjoy playing it. I'm going to play it probably tomorrow.
May have failed as a company, but it succeeded in changing the face of gaming into the diversity and inclusion mess that we all face today.
No one's ever going
to... Hold on.
Into the diversity and inclusion mess that we all face.
So, fucking, this is hilarious or whatnot. Fucking, somebody uses an AI and they put like, give me an image of Vikings, and it shows like black or Asian Vikings or whatnot. Or like, certainly here's a portrait of the founding fathers of America. A Native American, black George Washington, black Benjamin Franklin, and a black Theodore Roosevelt. And here's the image of the Pope. A black Pope and an Indian Pope. That's crazy. No, I think she's black though.
Today.
No one's ever.
It's so funny. U.S. teen and young adult suicide rates are the highest on records. God damn. And this is where Gamergate was at. God damn. the golden age of internet and video games.
We're going to say that self-deletion rates in males jumped drastically.
Yeah, fucking I don't care what anybody fucking says. The male suicide rate is super fucking high, bro. And if you try to say otherwise, I'm gonna call you a fucking liar.
After Gamer Gate, because no one wants to admit that it didn't help anything, and made gaming a worse and more toxic place. I guess everything just has to be inclusive, and things that are made for the masses is homogenous and not specialized to a certain niche group. Therefore, making the art diluted and less impactful or meaningful, and removed another safe space for young males to go, to bond, and feel that they have solace or a place to belong. Somewhere.
Yeah, but also we're also toxic too. We're not like as toxic as how all those feminists say or whatnot. Cause like usually because usually it's what feminists go around. Cause like there's three types of feminists. There's the internet feminists, there's actual feminists, and there's the fake feminists. The internet feminists are varies between fake and you're 100% right. Male deletion rate is crazy and sad. Yeah, it is fucking sad. Yeah, that's the thing is nobody fucking cares when it comes to man committing suicide or not, because we're seeing has the worst of the worst and everybody else is just fine. Like, what does that say about like people who transition into males? You know what? You know what I mean? Like, this is why I hate the whole, like, I know I'm repeating myself. This is why I hate the whole generalization of males or whatnot, because like saying all males are bad or whatnot also labels those who transition from female to male into that category. So they're terrible people as well. I think it's kind of stupid how people generalize a whole group or a whole race or a whole community just because a few people fuck them over or whatnot. That's why I say always get mad at individuals and not the whole fucking community or whatnot. Because individuals, like, it's just individuals toxic in the community. Get upset with those individuals, but not the whole community for 3 people who are being loud as fuck in your community or whatnot. Because that's what people will see on the outside. They would see those people being toxic and assume, just deadass assume that's everybody in that community. Unless they're maps. Fuck maps.
Where they could feel value, or escape the harsh realities of being a male. Oh well, guess I'll take HRT.
Stop him! Where everything has to be politically correct. In gameplay for most AAA titles is an over-the-shoulder walking simulator / interactive movie with at least one girl boss character with a half-shaved.
No, I actually like the fucking cinematic parts of video games or whatnot. Like, does it like different gameplay? Yeah, sure, but still I'm enjoying it.
Head, or a role for Deborah Wilson, where she plays her boss character. Shoulder walking simulator.
Rip Deborah Wilson, by the way.
Movie.
She hasn't passed away or anything. It's just like she has so many fucking things in video games. It's crazy.
Deborah Wilson, where she plays herself and microtransactions out the wazoo.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Sweet Baby Inc. is a name you've heard a lot of recently after the launch and subsequent failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Hardly no.
Worth it.
Just grabs his ass.
By the way, did you know that Shark King is now queer? If you make fun of
yeah, he's queer now. Yeah. Like, I think that's weird. Does like that improves any of the gameplay in this game or whatnot? Or is that just like a thing that she pandered to have people who are queer play your game? I don't know. I just think it's weird, you know?
The game now, you're a bigot. Constant Shark fans rejoice. DC strongly implies that King Shark is queer in the Arkhamverse Kill the Justice League canon.
The dumbest article ever read. Okay.
Within 2 weeks of launching, the years-old Batman Arkham Knight now has more congruent players on Steam than Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And
by the way, that number got lower, by the way, for the Justice League. I think they're under like 1,000.
In fact, one of the members of Sweet Baby Inc. that used to work at Rocksteady but now switched up had a little bit of a meltdown on Twitter due to the backlash of the game.
She got mad at IGN.
Kevin was our teammate, and many of us worked with him directly for years. I would expect game journalists to know that and understand how callous it is to use his memory.
Damn, you see fucking the shit you have to deal with on Twitter? This is why I hate Twitter, but I'm constantly on it.
To stoke hatred. We do not need strangers to tell us what he would have thought. He told us himself. A lot of
Yo, who's the anime girl here? Who is that? I always see this in his videos, but never knew who this was.
fans are hopping mad about Batman's role in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and rightfully so. Here's why Kevin Conroy's Batman is wasted.
One of the few times in my life I agree with IGN. Conroy was wasted in Suicide Squad, a bland looter shooter with major focus on microtransactions.
Bleeding edge technology.
Devolver's the goat for this.
Innovation. Loot boxes.
With a splash of a trash story to boot. By the way, bad reviews are being deleted off of Steam as we speak, and people have been wanting refunds. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Refund search requests have risen by 761%.
Yikes!
I'm so mad.
By the way, this is my third time I'm just reacting.
They killed a billionaire who turned evil. That I'm going to show how racist I am is honestly pretty funny take to have. This is fun.
By the way, that tweet's gone.
Ricky over on Twitter pointed out when Suicide Squad launched, the developer and Sweet Baby Inc. was doing victory laps because...
After 11 years in the industry, I finally did it. A black character on the front cover of a AAA game. A dream come true, y'all. And Kim doing the clap.
What? After 11 years in the industry, a black character? Wow! So... It's a Gundam's gonna throw out something out there, which was something I was repeating earlier. But wow, that's crazy.
Emoji. So glad you were present to help mold his character, Kim.
Basically, Sweet Baby Inc. was behind turning Deadshot into a black guy.
I did that in the movie too, but meh.
What a surprise, because this woman literally can't do anything without seeing herself in every damn thing.
So when I was small and starting to kind of express myself creatively in either writing or story,
Bro, she's so light-skinned, this is crazy.
Or art, I wrote about myself a lot. And I would put myself into a lot of art, into a lot of narratives. Nothing has changed!
Also, this is the first black character on a AAA game if you're willfully ignorant. The problem with these hyper-progressives in every sense of the word is they have to pretend that everything they do is the first time. Disney does it with their first gay character.
Yeah, Shadow Man was a fun fucking game when I was a kid. By the way, I believe that's a PC cover, I think. It's not the N64 cover.
They're like almost yearly at this point. And if we look at gaming, there's countless games that have black characters on the cover. What the hell is he talking about? Nothing that matters. Just something to say online so that someone who most likely cares only about virtue signaling and researching nothing will sit there and go, yes, we're breaking a glass ceiling. And this just dropped.
You know, I kind of hate this because this is out of context. So basically, he uses for angry feminist woman or whatnot. Even though in the actual video where she's in, she's actually speaking against feminism, and she's just so fucking mad because she's having a spat fest with somebody. And she's like saying X, while the other dude's like, no, you're this, and that, and you're against women. Be like, bitch, I am a woman. And what do you mean?
Today, Warner Brothers admits that Suicide Squad and the Justice League has fallen short of our expectations.
We're not going to read the whole thing, but
From day one, the game was critical disaster. It hoisted a red flag by not sending out review copies. But when the dust settled, it had a 60 on Metacritic, a horrible score for a AAA game, and one that has led to lesser studios being shut down entirely.
And if this kills off the modern Rocksteady, well, you know the Joker said it best.
Get what you deserve.
Yeah, so like we watched that film last week with my god, bro. Shit's actually pretty good.
But even
you get what you fucking deserve. Bow.
Before then, we've been subjected to the machinations of Sweet Baby. We just didn't know it at the time. For instance, they were part of the God of War sequel, obviously the God of War 2, which explains why Angerboda, the frost giant, was randomly black, and Kratos had a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
More dad energy. As a man who took great interest in Norse mythology, I found this move to be beyond the pale in terms of stupidity.
It's like, you know, when they made Marie Antoinette black on Netflix. It just doesn't make any sense.
Sweet Baby was also involved in the making of Spider-Man 2. It's probably one of their bigger IPs. They got.
By the way, you know what I hate about black characters nowadays? They have that stupid ass fucking Killmonger haircut, and Alicorn like pointed that shit out too. And I just started realizing it's every fucking where, dude. Like it's in almost every fucking game. Like every fucking black person could able to have dreads with a fucking fade. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, mind you, it's better than what we got before with fucked up ass haircuts, but still.
Hold of from recent years. While playing the game,
They have a whole suit where home dude's hair is just out.
I found the dialogue to be laughably bad at times and cringe-inducing at others. Mysterio having a DJ mission for Miles Morales, because that wasn't racist at all. Mary Jane with her giant chin and her
I'm
John
Mary
Wick
Jane!
mission simulator that the director defended.
Let's talk about the MJ missions a little bit.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Because you made her like the most OP character in the game. Let's just get it out there.
She's OP.
One-shot everybody.
She's OP. I knew that those missions weren't the fan favorites coming out of Spider-Man 1. We knew we had to make her more of a proactive, capable person. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a shit. It's important to have her be a capable hero. You know, this might sound cliche or whatever, cheesy, but like you don't need to have powers to be a hero. In the original plan, she wasn't a playable character in the last mission, but we thought, hey, can we get all three of them working as a team in that final mission? So at the very end, she's there. But yeah, she's OP. She's probably OP. I don't care.
He's gay!
Yeah.
I'm Mary Jane! I'm Mary Jane! The incredible Mary Jane! You know who I am? I'm Stable!
There.
She's OP. She's probably OP. I don't care.
Hey, those missions you hate? Well, they're back, and Mary Jane is a hero. Suck it. The Deaf Girl Simulator mission, and I know
Yeah, I thought this was fucking stupid as well. It's like, it's skippable, but I still thought, like, why is this in the game? Like, if it's for her character, fine, but it's still fucking stupid.
hear PlayStation fans in the background going, "You can skip it." It shouldn't be there in the first place. It's a Spider-Man game. That's the issue. Peter Parker just being a doormat for everyone in the game. Then at the end of the game, Peter Parker is out as Spider-Man for mental health leave, and Miles Morales is now going to be the star of future Spider-Man games. I got this. All of it.
Yeah, it's funny because Miles lost somebody inside the first game that he was in. He lost somebody that was very close to him. Did you ever agree about that? Because he lost his father and a woman who he was very close to, who ended up saving him in the end. Did he ever get therapy for that? I wonder, did he ever get fucking mental leave for that shit? Because mind you, being a superhero, you're not able to take breaks, and like from what superheroes go through and shit like that. Do superheroes have therapists? That's all I want to know.
I'm not even going to talk about how they goofed up the Puerto Rican flag with the Cuban flag. Now, what makes that mistake funny is how Insomniac has a diversity and inclusion video where they talk about the importance of the Puerto Rican culture, but somehow they got the flag wrong.
It's very important that the media portrays Puerto Rican or Latino culture accurately.
Oh no! What happened?
Ooh, and what is
Who
Phoebe
and what
Inc?
is Sweet Baby Inc? CEO Kim Blair and COO David Bedard. The CEO does all the groundwork.
We're a narrative development company. Every service we offer plugs naturally into the game development as opposed to being siloed strictly into the narrative team. Narrative direction, narrative design, script writing, brainstorming, and narrative development, narrative production, pipelines, cultural consultation, and casting. Sensitivity consultation.
Basically, when they say that, like you bring them something, they look it over, and then some person who isn't qualified to flip fries for you tells you if they find it offensive somehow.
This wording could be triggering for some people who suffer from the trauma of being told no.
Type of energy. This was Anita Sarkeesian's wet dream outcome for Feminist Frequency, but ultimately she failed. But FemFreak did get a few gigs talking to game companies about meaningless HR BS PowerPoints such as these. If we tune back to 2018,
Anita just started her temp consulting gig at EA. Hopefully,
Why does Anita play video games? Like deadass, I wonder if she actually plays video games.
the shitlords don't get triggered too much. Ha 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 ha. Can't wait to shoot Nazis as a queer black woman with a cute pixie.
Wait, what? Anita just started her temp consulting gig at EA. Hopefully the shitlords don't get triggered by too much. Can't wait to shoot Nazis as a queer black woman with a pixie cut. Is this referred to Battlefield? Really? I don't know if this is satire or not, but okay.
But after a few years, EA and other companies were onto her grift and stopped hiring her. As a result, a few angry tweets from Anita Sarkeesian became a common thing on Twitter whenever money for consulting popped up on the feed.
Sorry, what? EA is donating $1 million to a nonprofit working to end bullying online and harassment? Some facts. They didn't speak up during Gamergate at all. FemFreak has been a nonprofit on the front lines of this issue for years.
I wonder what she did with all that money, because she got a lot of money to that podcast, and then nothing happened.
Constantly struggling with funding.
That's because you offer nothing of value. That's kind of how capitalism works.
Hey, CD Projekt Red, I'm always available for consulting, because it sure sounds like you might need it before the whole of the internet drags you for what sounds like some potentially sexist representations, which we all know you've struggled with in the past. Video game designers, let me help you.
Bro, with that face and smile, it sounds like she actually does that when being all snarky with a smile on her face and whatnot. Talking about, oh my god, you need to have more actual representation. Get all those cis white males out. Cocks head to the sides and start smiling.
These types of mistakes, I want you to make a greater game. You're envisioning while appealing to a broader audience, and that includes not offering the entire art market segments. Good lord. Stay away from CD Projekt Red. Look at what you did to BioWare. You ruined their games.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
I don't know.
That's a good joke.
Are involved in gaming sphere when you don't even play games. So stop giving advice and visiting game studios because you make everyone uncomfortable.
Obviously, Feminist Frequency went bankrupt, and the rest is history.
As for today's episode, my guest is the amazing Kim Belair. Kim is the co-founder and president of Sweet Baby Inc., a narrative development company that
Wait, is that episode 6 or 66? I can't tell. Or it might be 36.
she established in Montreal to
Or it might
help
be
companies
96.
tighten up their stories. Prior to that, she worked at Ubisoft, where she started out in community development before finding her calling in writing scenarios. And it was there that she got to work on numerous projects such as Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Far Cry 4. Right now, Kim has a lot on her plate, but she loves keeping busy and is a strong champion for inclusive narratives.
Gay. And being a black woman during the hyper-progressive swing of 2020, odds are helped a lot too. She said herself, companies set aside money for black creators, even if they had no direction or ideas.
We had a lot of people who were saying, hey, we're going to give portfolio reviews to black writers. We really want to do that. And we also had, places going, okay, we're going to put this fund here, even
She's
if they
so
don't necessarily
light-skinned.
have a plan for it.
I'll try that oven thing again. Seemed like a pretty good idea.
But to gamers, the name Sweet Baby now is literally linked to the phrase narrative poison, with an odd focus on white male gamers, because they're the root of all the world's problems somehow, I guess.
When we look at these white guys who are supposedly our core audience, I kind of want to imagine that as consumers of a lot of different products, they also want to experience new and different stories. And I think we need to step out of this rule that all white men lack imagination to the point that they can understand and enjoy aliens or monsters, high fantasy, dwarves, anything, so long as it's through a lens that looks like them. Because ultimately, if that's the kind of person that you decide you're going to work for, that's the kind of person you're going to design for.
I don't think she plays video games at all. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're never going to innovate your work. And
as a result of the failure of Suicide Squad, and this video making the rounds on Twitter, gamers figured out who was pissing in their soup. So Sweet Baby did what any Hugbox company exposed for ruining a beloved gaming franchise would do. They locked every public account and made sure you could never, ever comment on them, even on videos that are years old. You filthy little bigot.
But I've always written stuff ever since.
She is
Oh, my
cunning
neck.
and brave. On September 27th, Sweet Baby did a live stream called Baby on Board, the Sweet Baby Inc. story. Much like Madam Web, this was an origin story no one wanted or asked for, but here we are.
Development company, and our goal overall is to tell better stories. We want to make stories in games better. We want to tell them better. We want to help teams understand, the complexities of narrative design and how they can tell better stories. And we also want to make them more innovative, more inclusive as kind of part of that.
The explanation as to what Sweet Baby Inc. is and the word salad that encompasses this entire company reminds me of the phrase, too many cooks spoil the broth.
The very idea
Too
that
many
gaming
cooks.
needed
You know what?
help being
I ought to play Too Many Cooks. Too many cooks. Too many cooks is funny as fuck. Damn, oh no, that's a kill count. Alright, cool.
More inclusive is laughable, as gaming has always been a hobby for the socially dejected and social outcasts, long before it ever became mainstream and had to be in tune with the modern audience.
Which translates to, we need to make the games more accessible for emotionally stunted humans in a permanent state of arrested development, with a splash of gender pronouns and a little bit of neurodivergency in the mix. Thanks, TikTok.
If you go to their webpage, it reads like you'd expect.
Founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative
Oh, that's hilarious. He has dark mode on. That's funny.
development and consulting studio
Because they don't have their own dark mode, so you force it onto the page.
Canada.
working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversity and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone.
But nothing can be inclusive for everyone. That by default makes absolutely no sense because not everyone is interested in the same things. Gaming itself is a small fraction of the entire populace. I don't know about you, but it seems like the more inclusive gaming has gotten in the last few years, the more...
She has no fucking language. Wait.
But it seems like the more inclusive...
Shadows of what? Is that, that, oh, it is a tabletop. No, there was a turn-based game where you play as Tomb Raider or whatnot. Is that where she's from? Probably not.
Gaming has gotten in the last few years, the more boring and repetitive it's become.
I'll start a very long time ago, eons ago, well, maybe a lifetime, in 2018, a time we all barely remember. So to kind of give you, the origin story, I'll give it from my own perspective, is that I started out in the industry in 2013, and being a black woman in the industry, being a marginalized person in these spaces has not always been easy. In fact, it's been downright abusive at times, and I'm sure that no one in this room is surprised to hear that, but there is so much abuse, so much toxicity, so much awfulness in the industry, and that was how I kind of came through it for the first several years of my career.
Your schedule victim segment. As a man who enjoyed the early 2000s, let me tell you something. People today are so easily offended, it's hard for me to believe anyone when they say, this person is a racist or a misogynist. To your average progressive, who you vote for determines if you're a racist or misogynist. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to press X to doubt on this. But then again...
Man, I love that fucking meme. X to doubt.
Their web pages have certain segments like this.
Representation. We believe that representation is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. We're a part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitivity topics.
Jesus Christ, let's be more sensitive.
Yeah, I don't like trying to get emotional on YouTube, but this is just sad, you know? It's like when you see a puppy who has cancer. It's just as sad as shit, you know what I'm saying? YouTube.
Our approach leads with the creation of joy in
Man, a lot of people shouldn't have a YouTube account, and Cyrax is one of them.
Marginalized players. I'm marginalized, and I hated Spider-Man 2. How do you like that?
Me and Miles have a lot in common. I can't stand his ass.
It seeks to be additive rather than strictly corrective.
Yeah, the same approach has been happening to the country since 2020, and things have never been worse.
We do cultural consultation. What the hell is that? Sensitivity and inclusive reading?
What is inclusive reading? Do you read porn to the blind?
Risk in...
Wait. How do blind people read fan fiction? I know that's a high thought, but seriously, how do blind people read fan fiction? Like, I know they probably have like text to speech or whatnot, but let's say if you get like a book or whatnot, it's a fan fiction, would you be able to enjoy it or whatnot? I don't know.
Assessment and more.
I gotta Google what inclusive reading is later.
Hey, it's fucking Frylock.
Sweet Baby Inc. Is actually derived from the fact that we worked with a lot of different teams in previous times, and every time we worked with someone who we really vibed with, or we really felt like, okay, this is really, really going well, we would go like, wow, they were such sweet babies. And when we started Sweet Baby, we said we only want to work with sweet babies, and
we only want to work with sweet babies. That origin story for the name totally makes sense with the way this company is. A whole bunch of Hugbox adults able to just spread their progressive toxin into games and make them even lamer than they already are. You get to tell me that Tomb Raider was from a bygone era of bigotry. Thanks,
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
Crystal Dynamics. The last Tomb Raider sucked ass. In this clip, she plugs her GDC representation panel from 2022. So, I checked it out. Obviously, comments and likes are disabled. Notice a theme?
And
Damn.
I'm the co-founder of a little narrative development company called Sweet Baby Inc. We do narrative development in games and kind of beyond, and we try to... And I would put myself into a lot of art, into a lot of narratives, and I put my family and people who look like me in all of these cool scenarios, and I was telling all these stories where I got to see myself, I got to see people who look like me, and...
To say that this was boring is an understatement. It is a 29-minute video of self-congratulatory wank fest, where she proceeds to break her own neck to lick her own
Thank you, Gundam, for making these animations and stuff so we can enjoy this.
lady bits.
And suddenly, for the first time in my life, I got told that the stories that I was writing and the things that I was creating for and about people who resembled me were not real stories, and they were not right stories. And this was to the point that I received a list that I'm sure many of you have received that was, here's a list of authors and stories that are legitimate. Here's a list of people and stories that are important. And as you can imagine, they were, mostly men and almost exclusively white.
These poor bastard kids had their whole life ahead of them.
Within 2 minutes of the video...
Catcher in the Rye? Catcher? No, that's this cracker. Damn, I cannot spell today. Okay. Catcher Rise is a novel by American author G.J. Slinger, which was practically published as serial form in 1945 to 1946, before being novelized in 1951. Originally intended for adults, it's often read by adolescents for its themes of against and alienation, and has a critique on superficial in society. The novel also deals with themes of innocence, identity and belonging, loss, correction or coronation, sex, and depression. Excuse me. The main character, Holden Copperfield, has became an icon for teenage rebellion. Cloverfield, I don't know how to say that name. Nearly of age, gives his opinion on a wide variety of topics as he narrates his recent life events. Wow, what are fucking words? This is what happens when you don't put on your glasses, kids.
As you can imagine, they were, mostly men and almost exclusively white.
These poor bastard kids had their whole life ahead of them.
Within 2 minutes of the video, you've noticed the theme. She talks about herself, obviously, and how she pretty much wrote stories about herself up till high school. When someone pulled her aside and said, read Catcher in the Rye, like every high school student has to do at some point. And she took offense to this, like Michael Jordan.
This was an opportunity for innovation.
Hey, yo, taking offense to that shit. Be like, He said this, and I took that personally as wild.
The chance to make a woman who has been victimized see herself in a game, be able to express something to another woman in a game, and kind of actually relate to it. And we had that opportunity, but instead we pulled back because we thought it was safer not to push forward.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
My assessment of her GDC video panel? 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. 2020, the worst time of our lives, unless you are a race hustler or an equity grifter.
A race hustler. A race hustler is wild. I gotta use that term, race hustler.
Social media loved 2020 because it was basically hand over fist free money. Even Darkside Phil was making thousands of dollars a month in 2020.
What happened to the Vestreak money? It went to pay for stuff, genius. Bills.
By the way, do not be this guy when it comes to streaming or making content. You will have a horrible fucking life.
Bills. Back taxes.
But once it was clear that having a sensitivity team or workers that only came into work once a week didn't boost productivity or sales, the whole idea was out the window for most companies. That's why we're experiencing the mass tech layoffs.
Remember when Netflix almost made a show called Anti-Racist Baby?
Anti-Racist Baby, yo, I want to learn about that film. Like, it's like, I need to still watch the Magical School for I need to watch the Magic School for Magical Negroes still. I need to watch that. I heard some light-skinned black dude hooks up with a white girl and almost destroyed like the whole fucking movie.
Now often have found other jobs. We had a lot of people who were saying, hey, we're going to give portfolio reviews to black writers. We really want to do that. And we also had, places going, okay, we're going to put this fund here, even if they don't necessarily have a plan for it.
Like I said, 2020 was free money for certain groups of people. How do you set aside funds for people in the gaming industry with no clear goal? That just sounds absolutely asinine. That's exactly how we ended up with all these people that were BLM members and leaders that were buying mansions or laundering hundreds of thousands.
The organization, not the fucking movement.
Of dollars into their own bank accounts, and the news sort of ignored the huge issue there.
It doesn't make any sense. Any fucking sense.
I always describe it as kind of like feeling like a little bit of a heist team, like in a Fast and Furious or an Ocean's movie, where you're like, okay, I've seen this problem before. I've seen this on Project A, and now I'm going to apply it to Project X. Oh, hey, this colleague, you worked on Project B. Can you come over here on Project Z and use that expertise? And it started creating this space where like we really did feel and do feel like a collective more than just kind of a writer's room.
At this point, they pretty much confirmed that they basically do the same thing over and over and over again. If they encounter some sort of issue while working on the game, they just get someone who worked on a similar issue and go, hey, go over here and do the thing you did before so we can get around this. That doesn't breed a sense of confidence in me when it comes to Sweet Baby.
Damn,
that
man.
Tells me more often than
fucking
not,
this asthma, because I have allergies and I still suffer from asthma. And this shit, oh yeah, this stupid ass fucking haircut. Everybody who's African American has this haircut. I think it's the most stupidest shit. Thanks Killmonger for killing it for us, bro. It's like, wow.
My God.
Probably because it's easy. It's easy to make instead of all the other haircuts or whatnot. You can't just give a black dude a fade. You can't just give him dreadlocks or whatnot. I mean, dreadlocks. You can't just give him cornrows or S curl or like an even all around. No, it has to be this wild ass shit.
Does this woman talk? Like literally the white.
Like not even that many black people have that haircut.
You said something for a whole 2 minutes in an hour-long video almost. It does have a question spot at the end, but the second the first question came in was like, how does a person with neurodivergency get into the gaming industry? I immediately tapped out because I knew I was only going to go down a rabbit hole of listening to humans that have more issues than Vogue.
Wow, he hasn't talked at all. Damn, that's crazy.
Themselves in the back while crying that they're a victim, yet they're also a hero. I ain't got time for that. I hate It's a Gundam. He's very masculine.
What does success look like? And to me, I'll be honest, success is our team relaxing more. If we have in a world where we are more successful, to me, that doesn't mean that we work a lot more. It means that we might have bigger or cooler contracts, but I hope that it means that we get more rest, that we get to have a little bit more clout, and also the ability. And when I say clout, I don't mean like, wow, we're going to be swinging our power around. I mean, no, we're going to be able to say, hey, I think there's a better way to work, and have some people listen to us.
More clout, huh? Oh, you got it all right, honey. Gamers now know you guys are behind why most of the stories in their favorite games are now raw dog shit. And you all decided to hide your profile. Dude, people were so mad about Suicide Squad, bro. They review bombed these guys on Google. It's kind of funny. This is their game plan overall. Force diversity till people are at the point of diversity fatigue. That's where we are now. Diversity for the sake of diversity, if you will. When you do that, it breeds resentment in people. Personally, this is my thought process, but when things are just pushed into people's face so much, it gets an opposite reaction. You know, it's like the
You know what? I'll say for those who don't want to see this shit or are sick and tired of this shit, I'll say, like, you know, use your wallet or whatnot to not do this half this shit or whatnot. Because, like, if you stop buying this shit, then like companies understand, like, oh, this is not the way or whatnot. We shouldn't be doing this side of shit and we're losing money or whatnot. And do what that other guy said, you know, fucking if you don't like the game, don't buy it, don't play it, don't buy it, don't fuck with us. And like, you know what? That's actually base. Like, if you made a game, you want to hit a certain audience, then like, and if everybody's complaining about it, still get the game or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't complain about Starfield or the Justice League game. Like, yeah, the Kevin Conroy stuff. Of course, I'm gonna complain a little bit about it because I grew up with that voice actor. But like, other than that, bro, I'm not gonna play a game I'm not gonna complain about, or I'm gonna complain about, bro. Like, usually I'm on that fucking shit where like if you can only talk shit about something if you played and or watched and or experienced the whole thing or whatnot. Like, don't talk shit unless like you actually played the game or whatnot. And people who are complaining about the Justice League games, the Spider-Man and all that stuff, those complaints are valid because they played the fucking game and they didn't enjoy it. They put money into it thinking it's going to be this experience, but it was the other experience instead. And that's fine. Like with the whole rant with Rage versus Hill versus Babyface, yeah, it was out of pocket, but it's fine because he's playing the game. Now, like, if you're complaining about something that you haven't played or anything like that, I just think that's like just weird and it's like a grift or whatnot. That's just me.
Streisand effect. We're sitting here trying to tell everyone that they're bigots and they're racist in 2024 when that isn't the case. The only thing you do is stoke the flames of racism.
Diversity. Sweet Bravey brings with it a kind of diversity rarely seen in the industry, and as such, a range of perspectives too often ignored. We are additive in our approach to diversity and try to put a focus on joy and innovation, which we firmly believe are the most important facets of good representation. Game studios must evolve and change, and we're at the forefront of narrative's next step. With Sweet Baby, diversity isn't a band-aid or a knee-jerk response. It's a meaningful growth.
The problem with these sort of theories is you treat your audience like they're children, that they cannot connect with anything unless they see themselves. Batman isn't a minority, but I can totally relate to him. Guts from Berserk.
Yeah, because the reason why a lot of people, including myself, likes the Batman is because he's fucking human. He doesn't have superpowers like everybody else. He actually, dude, Batman had to make a contingency plan to take out everybody else who has superpowers. Like the Green Lantern, nah, throw fear gas at that nigga. Fucking Superman, a rock. What was it? What was it? I think Flash was a little bit more complicated, but I think his is like a poison or whatnot. But yeah, Batman made these contingency plans, and like Superman would have been with it too, because like, I think there was a comment where Superman was like, "Hey, if I return, have this." Like I think one of the Injustice comics or whatnot, or the Injustice film had where Superman like burned out a fucking he had to give himself like a quote unquote lobotomy because he had a lead bullet in his head or whatnot that was put in there like a while back ago, and if like he did something drastic or whatnot, it will blow with like kryptonite and shit. I think Adam put that inside his brain or whatnot.
The same. Majima Goro. from Yakuza.
Oh, Majima. Majima's the GOAT, bro. I still have to go through fucking Yakuza 0 or whatnot.
It's like they're children, that they cannot connect with anything unless they see themselves. Batman isn't a minority, but I can totally relate to him. Guts from Berserk, the same.
Guts! Jesus Christ! If these feminists read Berserk throughout the beginning or whatnot, Guts would like probably change their views a little bit. Bro was abused, sexually abused, had a hard life growing up, fucking got his ass beat, got his ass sexually abused and beat on the regular, my guy. Finally found someone who he like cares about and could love or whatnot, and she gets NTR'd in front of this nigga face, and then she gets turned fucking into like a fucking god, it's so bad because she got her composure later on, and like it hurt Guts when she had that panic attack because fuck, it's bad, bro. It's really fucking bad. So Casca finally gets like her composure back. She gets her mind right after being mind broken by being let's say raped. Yeah, let's just say rape. By Demon Griffith, right? And her mind totally like said fuck it. She was like internal fucking she actually had a mind break where it just turned her mind into like slush or whatnot. When she got to the fairyland or whatnot, she finally was cured by the fairies, right? And so she saw Guts for the first time as a normal person, and she only saw the demon, and that's it. And it kind of fucked her over because like she saw the bad shit that he did to protect her or whatnot, but in her mind she still sees that demon or whatnot, and he damn near fucking just broke down because of that shit, bro. And it's kind of fucked up too because he really does love Casca and everything. And I gotta just reread that shit, bro. When I saw Casca was actually back, I was happy. But when I read those couple other panels, dude, I was like, oh no, I yelled, bro. I never yelled at something that's fictional in decades, bro. It was heartbreaking. It was really, that's good writing, by the way. That's really good writing.
Majima Goro from Yakuza. His fall from zero makes perfect sense to me, and I can relate. I'm not Japanese. Nani? Watashi wa? It's a Gundam desu. You know,
it's a Gundam desu.
But I'll explain why this is later. Even on their page where they show off their team, their major focal point and talking point is how diversity.
Like Guts literally got fucked over, dude.
Frankly, if you want to sum up Sweet Baby, diversity, inclusion, diversity. That's like the word.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. 5. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. I can't tell is that a man or a woman.
And the most of them. By the way, they seem to have worked with every major gaming company in the West. And I'm sure, much like me, you can't help but wonder,
Why?
In 2024, honestly, all the issues they say are in gaming just seems made up. Gamers are disgusted with being preached to, more than anything else. To pretend that America is as bigoted as it was in the 1930s is a Mr. Fantastic level stretch. But in order to keep work,
you mean reach, not stretch, reach.
Have to invent problems. We also find that the ESG is probably to blame for all of this. If you keep up with video games and anime, you may have heard recently that Japan completely left the ESG, removing around $4.5 billion because
Wait, really? I forgot that this was did. So even though I watched this 3 times, I still forget a bunch of shit. 12 days ago, yeah.
They're kind of fed up with the DEI, and their country still has some measure of sanity. But with all the cash flowing into the ESG, $4.5 billion is a drop in the bucket. It's next
it's
to nothing.
3 a.m., dude. It doesn't feel like 3 a.m.
Looking at this is fairly depressing for me.
Ever noticed when
guys, don't forget fucking daylight savings. We lose an hour of sleep.
Release these games?
Because usually I wake up at like 10, 11. When I woke up this morning, it was 12:30. I was like, the fuck? It was already daylight and shit. And like I went to sleep like super late. I went to sleep like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
That are really, really inclusive for the LGBTQ community in other countries that aren't as receptive. All of the pride flags and gay missions are cut from the content. Curious. Almost as if
Yeah, like around the world or whatnot that don't do the same shit as America's and whatnot, a lot of this shit is like not even there, fam. Like a lot of the fucking gender politics are not even in the video game. In like places like Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, and like Africa and stuff like that. That shit's not in the game. So the dude, even in China, they do this shit in China for some reason. And to like do that kind of shit is kind of fuckity, you know? Like we know our audience out there in Saudi Arabia.
they don't mean what they say.
Environmental, climate change, energy, fuel, environmental compliance, greenhouse gas emissions, blah, blah, blah.
You know why you've been hearing a lot about electric cars? ESG.
That scared me the shit out of me, dude.
Governance.
Notice how stupid things are getting? ESG. Can't get into it, YouTube.
Social, diversity and equity.
You've been hearing a lot about diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI.
Employee relations, environmental justice, health and safety, human rights, non-discrimination, security, training, and education. When you choose ESG investing, you're putting your money to work in companies that strive to make the world a better place. This type of ethical investment strategy helps people align investment choices with personal values. ESG investors aim to buy shares of companies that have demonstrated a willingness to improve their platforms in these three areas.
Sounds all well and dandy, by the way. You know this is about money. Strives to make the world a better place. Judging by gaming standards of today, everything is a bloated mess, way over budget, while LARPing about giving a damn about anything other than public perception and turning a profit. The biggest investors of the ESG, you might wonder, well, you guessed it, BlackRock and Vanguard, the two companies.
Damn, these two companies are coming up a lot in this. That's crazy. Thank you, Extra Epsilon.
So lovingly bought up American homes during the pandemic so that normal people were priced out of the market due to the rapid inflation rates because they cared so much and wanted to make sure the world was a better place by turning as many people as possible in the future into renters. Remember that. Many of these game companies, BlackRock and Vanguard, own at least 5 to 10% in stock in. We're talking of billions of dollars are invested in each of these. Here are two examples. I picked them at random. EA and Blizzard, since they are both pretty lame game developers that make trash, and they also pander like there's no tomorrow, like they care about people while making trash and overworking their employees like they're dogs. If you look at Blizzard, here's their breakdown. Vanguard number 1, BlackRock number 2. If you look at EA shares, BlackRock is number 1, Vanguard is number 2, damn near almost identical amounts of shares. They have $3 billion in each. Basically, the long and the short of it is,
damn, $3 billion in public investment funds. I wonder who was State Street Corp and Moodadi or whatnot.
is BlackRock and Vanguard are huge into
Amunadi? What is that?
Sustainable investing. If you look at Blizzard's ESG reports, you get the picture very quickly. I saw the phrase DIE so much my eyes started to wander in my head like I was King Cobra JFS. I mean, look at this dude. This one, I didn't even have to scroll far before I found this one. This is 2022, right?
Connecting diversity, equity, and inclusion, the DIE, across everything we do. We believe that our employees and players around the world deserve to be seen, heard, and feel valued. To help advance this goal, we are announcing the addition of Christine Hines, an Activision Blizzard's first Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, April 2022. She has helped us continue to prioritize our commitment to the DEI, reframe how we think about the DEI, and embrace the DEI in everything we do as an organization to provide more transparency to our progress. We recently published our 2022 DEI Look Back, which outlined the DEI purpose, wins, and plans the future.
Do you see what I'm saying? How often do you see DEI? It's actually kind of It's almost repetitive, like a mantra.
I'm excited to be part of a company that is committed to...
Yeah, this is just for investors, damn it. All this shit that they're doing is just for investors. Because normal gamers don't give a fuck about DEI. Like, no, deadass. Normal gamers don't give a fuck about that shit. A lot of the game is good and they're having fun and shit like that. Like with Elden Ring, has anybody from like Activision or FromSoft or whatnot was like, hey fam, we got this new trans character in there? No, Gwendolyn was just the boss. I say Elden Ring, I meant to say Dark Souls. Like Gwendolyn is the only person who's actually like trans in the fucking game, but like you don't know about that unless you read item description shit like that. It didn't like improve their like gameplay or anything that they were trans. They were just a boss character that you fought. And everybody forgets about that. Everybody forgets about Gwendolyn, damn it. But you don't see this, you don't see like any improvements to that or whatnot. Hey, yeah, I said Dark Souls, fight me.
And making progress.
And there's a total complete reasons why she's the way she is or whatnot. She's supposed to be like a false something or the other. Because like only like a woman had a certain power, even though they could use that power, it was still like limited.
And bring them to a broad base of players.
It's these made-up BS positions women get 95% of the time. Thanks to the ESG, Overwatch is an absolute pandering garbage and no longer a competitive team-based shooter. The Overwatch League is pretty much dead. And let's be real here. Can you look me in the face and say that Blizzard has gotten better since they got a DEI manager? No. In fact, it's worse. Call of Duty's worse. It's a goddamn copy pasta. Blizzard just rolled out another one of its greedy new ideas, where it begins charging $30 for class-restricted Diablo 5 Portal colors. How does this broaden and include people? The ESG feels like a big Ponzi scheme.
Alright, next video. This video is a lot more shorter.
Well, it looks like Sweet Baby Doves have finally shown their cards. While some were more covert and immediately hid their accounts, others decided to go to war with gamers.
Good luck.
Have you learned nothing from Gamer Gate? On February 28th, Niche Gamer covered a Steam curator.
So my friend talked about that game or whatnot on the podcast or whatnot. I want to know what his views are afterwards.
That made it their mission to warn gamers if Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in the creation of said game they're interested in. Keep in mind that this group has a goal of letting people know about the games that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on. We are not, in any means, a group that is trying to bubble Sweet Baby Inc. or even convince people to not buy any game that they are working on. And the group also takes this information directly from Sweet Baby Inc.'s website. So there's nothing really nefarious going on here. Well, the devs at Sweet Baby Inc. didn't see it that way. In fact, they didn't take too kindly to this and did what progressives and the criminally weak always do. Try to drum up a cancel mob. Except this time, they played themselves and only brought more attention to the Sweet Baby Inc. detector. Delicious. Kyle was among the first to pick up on this because the dev made the foolish mistake.
A lot of people was the first to pick up on this. And Kyle, it's fucked up what happened because I think they attacked him first.
Of going after him in the past.
Working in AAA is fun because there'll be people dedicated to making right-wing conspiracies about your job. And that's normal. Take this guy, for example. No Life doesn't know how games are made. Probably Musty dedicates an inordinate
probably Musty, that's crazy
amount of time posting to an audience of nobody about us. Brace yourselves for this guy. It might not be him, but it'll be close.
You'd be an expert in harassment, huh, boy? Hope you're as sure as you were that I'm right-wing, musty, and have an audience of nobody. The light's on now. Scurry.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
The Steam curator harassment group Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is led by a person, Caboostus Rambo. Here's them trying to be slick so they don't get reported. Even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. Anyway, report the fuck out of this group. And report the creator, since he loves his account so much.
Damn, that's crazy. Go after a whole account just because they're pointing out something.
Interesting. Targeting a minority with a harassment campaign. How progressive of you, Chris. So the guy who made the group to let people know what games your studio is factually working on is the villain. And you trying to get him banned off Steam and lose all of his games and his 13-year account. You're the hero. Yeah! Chris then blocked Caboostis. When someone from Sweet Baby Inc. hates you, it shows that you're probably on the right side. Of course,
damn,
Sweet
that's
Baby Inc.'s
crazy.
Chris locked his account right after blocking Caboostis. I guess those nobodies sure did add up. These people are always so smug and sanctimonious when they think that they have the upper hand or greater numbers behind them. But once the pendulum swings in the opposite direction, they cry foul and hide their heads in the sand, praying that this all blows over and they can go back to making crap for video games, while breaking their arm to pat themselves on the back, pretending that no minority did anything before them. Caboostis made a Steam page for the crime of making a group letting people know what game Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in. And I only wish that Caboostis made this sooner so I could have known more ahead of time, because I wouldn't have bought Spider-Man 2 had I known. Within hours, news outlets and online personalities picked up on Sweet Baby's strong-arm tactics. They wielded all the power of an emaciated Antifa member on hunger strike.
Sweet Baby Inc. employees advocates for diversity and inclusion while trying to censor a Brazilian user from Latin America. I don't think this will improve their reputation. Caboostis? Oh, and by the way...
Oh, shit, he is from Brazil. That's crazy.
I'm not a Latinx. We hate this term. You hear that, Sweet Baby Inc.? Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, don't call anybody who's in part of the Latino community Latinx, because that will get you actually punched out by a Latino person. Trust me. It's like calling a black person a POC. Don't call us POC, call us black.
Employees have begun inciting harassment.
And if you're mixed, you're mixed.
Campaigns against the Sweet Baby Inc. detectives.
And like, let's say if you go up to an Asian person, you don't know their nationality, it's okay to ask. They're not gonna get fucking baby rage mad if you ask their nationality like you're supposed to know them fucking manically. Like, are you Cantonese, Chinese, Laotian, fucking Japanese, Korean? What nationality are you? And if they tell you, they're not gonna be upset. It's okay if you ask. It means like you're trying to be like, you know, nice or whatnot. But being like, oh, person of color, that seems like they're just trying to group us all into one little fucking section, like being called a color person or whatnot. Hate the term person of color, bro. And people are gonna be like, oh, but it's not racist. No, it definitely is racist.
Steam curate.
Because I'm not a color person, I'm black, god damn it.
Grums even stepped in.
Wow, I looked at Sweet Baby Inc. detected, and here are the games they are found linked to this Cancel Pig campaign.
Grums, for those who don't know, was a Blizzard developer back when Blizzard was actually the shit. You know, when Warcraft originally launched on PC and everybody lost their lives by playing this game and never going outside. And he's been outspoken for years about the dumpster fire that is known as modern gaming. But anyway, his tweet brought something to my attention. One, Sweet Baby was involved with
Gotham Knights.
I wasn't 100% sure, so I cut a whole segment on
Gotham Knights
from my last video. The fact that they were brought back to work on Sushi Squad after the failure of
Gotham Knights
is amazing. Two, they were involved in the worst Bethesda game to date, Starfield. You might think...
Okay, correction. There's a lot of corrections around this or whatnot, but people have been correcting themselves. But I don't think Sweet Baby Inc. did anything but Bethesda. But that's just us. But they did end up removing it off the Steam page. But yeah, I think this is made a week after you posted this last video. Okay.
I'm being facetious, but I'm really not. Starfield was so bad, the modding community gave up on fixing it. Let that sink in. People that fix Morrowind threw their hands up at this shit.
Stop him!
3, Forspoken. Oh my
Yeah, Forspoken was
God.
ass.
The dialogue in that game was so bad, it was painful. Forspoken sold so poorly, it closed down the damn studio that made it. How Sweet Baby walked away from that fire without so much as a scratch is also amazing. Now,
I wouldn't blame Sweet Baby for that. The game was bad.
The Sushi Side Squad failure. Come on now. Okay.
Mind you, I haven't played the game. I watched Only Plays Played or whatnot, and like, it doesn't look like a fun game.
Here's where the story gets a little interesting and annoying and retarded. So if you're not in the mood for dumb crap, I suggest you leave. Felix, I featured they, them in my most recent video on Sweet Baby. Well, the Lynx is back again, and as always, is an absolute bellend. The rabbit hole on this again, and as always, is an absolute.
Kofi and Woke generally have worse loss understanding. Apparently, what is learning is also based generally. I can't tell what that means either.
Absolute bellend. The rabbit hole on this human is so deep, I'm not even really getting into it.
We're scratching the surface, then I'm leaving. You want to find out more, you waste your life. I don't get paid enough for this.
The Toulon didn't read. Felix was a woman 6 years ago, but now is a they them. This.
Oh my God. Let's just move on.
Here's Short Fat Otaku from 2017 to explain to you the life and times of Felix.
My heartstrings and does
Is
not
that
let go.
Maya Kramer?
I just want to hear more about it, and luckily I've got the perfect person to talk to today. I am joined by Felix Kramer, the
It is Maya Kramer.
known as Secret Legend, but you had some special
Yeah,
announcements.
that's Maya Kramer.
Her,
Felix is what she changed her name to. Why the fuck is she here? She's like a living hack. She's also gained at least 50 pounds since I've last seen her. I met her once at a con like 10 years ago. She was actually like a decent human at one point. She didn't like she kind of let herself go, and when she started letting herself go, she went into like the health at any size bullshit. She was like, you know, like it's just natural for women to get fat when they get old. It's like, no, you can work out and just no, you know, it's patriarchy. It's patriarchy. It's patriarchy, guys. And then like after she lost all of her natural beauty due to getting fat, she like shaved the side of her head and dyed it green. She started fucking Zoe Quinn. She was one of the people that she cheated on, like Zoe cheated on Aaron with was her.
Brendan Green, welcome. Thank you.
And she now lives in Vancouver as an indie game dev. She works for Silver String Media.
Is a queer-led video game and narrative design studio crafting original games, providing services in digital placemaking and storytelling. With leadership based in Vancouver, BC, and a team of diverse talent across Canada, each of us brings a unique voice and multiple values perspectives to the development process.
And Anita Sarkeesian was a director there.
Everything comes full circle.
Those of you guys who have been watching, like who watched our Gamer Gate videos way back in the day, we had like a big expose on her because she was that fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so abort all. Oh yeah, it just says abort all Jewish people. You guys are F slurs. Hard R is just a term like white girl. This shit had me dying.
You guys all know who Silver String is, and you guys all know who Zoe Quinn is. She's just part of that shitty crew.
Thank you for the experiences, both of the joy of
and the worst part about it is that she was actually a half-decent human about a decade ago.
Through my head out of nowhere, and I'll never know why. You gotta learn to love.
I thought she had just like been resigned to obscurity. I never thought I'd actually see her again ever. Yeah, she was in the Indefensibles, exactly. Yeah.
I get to see a lot of tweets somehow blaming diversity as the reason for layoffs, genuinely as if the economy was doing really great and capitalism simply worked before Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Also, they don't recognize Miles as Spider-Man.
No, we don't recognize Miles as Spider-Man. That's why it says Miles Morales on every comic book.
The weirdest part is when I see these takes from developers or people who have dev bios. At least, I don't know, it seems wild that devs would see thousands of layoffs and blame them not on the industry giants, but instead a 15-person narrative.
Why are you saying devs? It's the fucking producers, my guy. Or the publishers. I keep saying producers. It's the publishers that's doing that.
Company founded by a black woman.
Well, you know, your company sucks. Yes, blame it on bigots. It couldn't be that Sweet Baby Inc. literally was involved with, I don't know, 3 or 4 failed games that people hated. Couldn't be that. No, everybody's just a racist.
These people think companies of narrative designs that freelance on projects has somehow single-handedly caused the unemployment collapse in gaming instead of, you know, the insane notion of infinite growth or capitalist greed. It's easier to blame diversity than that somehow.
No, greed is definitely in the mix, but the reason why you even have a job is because of greed. So you should probably be thankful for greed, because if not for the greed of ESG, you wouldn't be here.
The other part of this, it doesn't matter if you tell them the truth. They think DEI just steps in and changes whole games, that creators are forced by some unseen hand, the government, BlackRock, I guess, as well as just POC in general, to make games more inclusive.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year. And what we are doing internally is, if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors, and if you don't force
all this for money, dude. Damn, this kind of sucks. It makes you not want to like buy this kind of things or put money in these people's pockets because of shit like this. You literally said the quiet shit out loud. Hold on.
Mic off. Mic on.
Back.
Behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities. And we're going to have to force change.
This is like the type.
That's crazy, just forcing change like that.
A tweet you hear from a woman.
Fighting misinformation would be great, but social media plus YouTube is not equipped to hold people accountable for doing real research in good faith and just letting hits blah 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 blah.
Get out of here with that.
Hold on.
For doing real.
Let's see. Good faith, just getting hits and proving their point is, in the absence of confirmation, it's wild out here. Nothing has changed. Nothing.
Research in good faith. And just letting hits blah 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 blah.
Get out of here with that. People did research, looked at you, you kind of suck. That's the long and the short of it. They need to be held accountable for having an opinion I find mean. That's how a woman thinks, not a dude.
For example, Steam doesn't have guidelines for curators. As far as I could tell.
Damn!
This would prevent someone from starting a curation group that focuses on, say, Sweet Baby Inc. and warns people not to buy games they're associated with.
This was seen by over 500,000 people. Basically, Felix came in trying to stop a fire by throwing gasoline on it in a room full of lacquer paints and blew the house away.
What? I am angry at the fact that they get to use a tool that should be for building communities to simply spread information fueled by racism and other social media sites.
Wow, it's a racism. Dude's from Brazil.
Like, it's such an inherently difficult part of social media side.
But they did build a community. The community just doesn't like what you do. That isn't racism. You're like, why do progressives always scream something's racism if a majority of people say it sucks? The Sweet Baby detector doesn't appear to be breaking any community guidelines. But, that never stopped the progressive from screaming they were being targeted anyway. Long and short of it is, Felix then starts to fight with people on Twitter all goddamn day like a schoolgirl with no life and a love for Harry Styles. So we're just moving on. Grums then comes back and points out a long-forgotten accusation. Felix here was helping Zoe Quinn DDoS attack a charity event in 2014.
Here's Sweet Baby Inc.'s employee.
This is when the first Gamer Gate started. This is like this is during before Gamergate. That's crazy.
Lego Butts admitting to illegally DDoS attacking a charity event that was trying to promote women indie devs. So this is who Sweet Baby Inc. hires.
So there's history between Grums and Felix.
By the way, this account, Lego Butts, is the biggest of the cancel pigs, was Zoe Quinn's PR person and tried and failed to cancel me many times. I'm not surprised it ended up at Sweet Baby Inc. Lego Butts sat on Twitter for months and worked to get a lot of people banned from Twitter or their jobs.
This explains how this person sits there and fights with people all day over this dumb shit. Now, if you look it up, you will find a 10-year-old post on Reddit, damn near to the day. I'll try to make this fast.
The fine young capitalists in the medium of blackout. They're running a charity with the goal of encouraging women to join the gaming industry and produce games and donating to charity. They have taken ideas from women
What
about
is
cool
that
games
link?
they'd like to make, yada yada yada. They also somehow managed to receive thousands of dollars donated to them from 4chan. I repeat that. A charity event promoting women in the gaming industry had received thousands of dollars from 4chan. On February 28th, they were doxxed, they were banned from Twitter, and their servers were hit with DDoS attacks. They still tried to push forward, despite losing $10,000.
Long story short, they're over now and they're banned. Here is the quote, February 28th of 2014. Lego butts. Oops, we DDoS something on accident. Additionally, Quinn said a few minutes later, I like how the conversation between me and Lego butts resulted in accidentally killing an exploitative startup's website. This small piece of Gamergate nostalgia was like
Jesus Christ, it's so much.
reading a section of Homer's The Iliad. If you want to know more, you can look it up yourself and go through this Bible of garbage. It's clear our boy, they, them, pronoun Felix was involved in Gamergate goofiness, which explains why they appear to be terminally online with no clear idea what harassment or racism is. The more damning evidence has clearly been scrubbed off the internet or lost in the sands of time, other than a few tweets of Felix simping for Quinn. There's also a screen cap where they doxed the charity planners Facebook page. The link is now gone. Zoe Quinn did address the accusations of DDoS attacking their site on a Tumblr post that is now lost with the sands of time. But here's a copy pasta, because apparently people in 2014 didn't know what the hell a screen cap was. And I'm not reading all of this. Frankly, I wouldn't trust a damn word Zoe Quinn has to say when she put up a GoFundMe for a video game that was never released, while using Tinder in Japan looking to get laid, as people sent her messages wondering where their money went.
Yeah, so it was Zoe the one who went to Japan.
Much like the events of the young capitalist being destroyed and no video game outlet covering it, Zoe Quinn's missing video game has never been talked about on any major video game publication. Makes you think, doesn't it? My take on Felix? I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw them. It's clear as day that they were involved in Gamergate bullshit. As of now, the Sweet Baby Inc. detector has over 40K followers in a day. Keep it up.
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was like 160. No, it was like 100,000. So I'll check the number again.
Learn. You work for us, and you.
All right, next video.
Wrote an article about Sweet Baby Inc. Of course,
I'm
I spoke
actually
to the
watching
team of Sweet Baby and infiltrated the Discord group, rallying against them to try to paint a cleaner picture of what the fuck is going on. So by infiltrated, what they're really trying to say is that she joined the Discord group. So
Sweet Baby Inc. has close to now 99,248 people in their shit right now, and there's a chat room. I want to see the chat room, how the chat room looks. So hold on, there's been an update. So, let's see. Well, my friends, 3 days ago, I got a message from Steam support that this group was receiving too many reports and flags, and it could result into the group and the creator getting deleted. Since that day, I've been talking with Steam support and making sure that we I keep on looking at chat even though that's just the ads popping up. Make sure that the following streams Steam's TOS. So I had to delete every single discussion thread with the help of the other mods, and couldn't thank them more enough. Since now we are good terms with Steam, I decided to lock every new thread to prevent the worst. That's all, folks. Okay. Oh God. All right.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, and we're back. By the way, this is how it looks like without everything. It's just that border.
Oh, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. No, one company isn't forcing diversity into all of your favorite games. This is the person here who wrote the article. Does the article mention anything about the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO being a full-blown racist? Because I have a feeling this article doesn't mention it. And then they say this, hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. Nobody thinks this is true. No real...
Oh, so you do see... Okay, so this is why I think that my posts don't get seen by anyone. Because the first thing you see is the verified post.
People think this is true. This is something that only morons think. It doesn't matter how much that you repeat the message.
By the way, this is gone.
It's very obvious that it's not true. Yeah, they do? Oh, yeah, of course they do. Well, unless it's somebody being racist against them, at which point they'll probably come up with an excuse of why it's actually not okay after all. People like that are a plague in gaming? Well, they're a plague, period. And I'm really glad to see everybody is shitting on her for this, because this is basically a person who is making, what do you call it? They're making light of people that are being racist. Obviously, you can be racist against white people. The only people who don't think that's true are people who are racist. That's all there is to it. There's literally no other...
I'm somewhat a little bit racist. Everybody has a little bit of racism in them. But like I said, racism is learned. And it's not inherited, or it's not like fucking... You can't breed racism. That shit is learned.
There's no other...
Because like you can have two kids who don't even know each other or whatnot, play with each other or whatnot, like as kids, and be totally fucking fine. There's this really, really good video of this, of these two kids running towards each other and the white kid hugging the black kid or whatnot because they're cool friends. And it's very, very sweet too.
Way to look at it. This company is just...
It's like if two kids could see past color, what makes adults not be able to do that shit? You know what I mean? Like I said, racism is taught.
Simply a symptom of a problem. It's not like this company is forcing this stuff into the games. The companies are willfully inviting this company in to force it even more. The companies are the ones that are agreeing with them. The companies are the ones paying Sweet Baby. So if you're mad at these people at this company, I totally understand it. You have every right to be upset about it. But the reality is that this is not one of the four horsemen here. Like, the reality is that this is a systemic thing that's happening all across gaming. And if Sweet Baby Inc. went, you know, they decided to close the business tomorrow, this problem wouldn't go away.
Mic off.
Because it's systemic.
Mic on.
And so the thing is that she's right. And if you go through, let me go back and see. So she joined the group to encourage people to avoid these games because the group had deemed SBI was pushing a woke agenda by working towards greater diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah, that's basically what people think. Yeah, it's about that. And let's see here, a 2023 Kiwi...
I don't know, I think I'm going to disagree with that, but we were just watching this, I'm going to just hear Asmin Ghost take on this, because obviously you have the opposite fucking... him and this community obviously had the opposite fucking reaction to this.
The Steam group now has over 100,000 followers in its own Discord, boasts nearly 2,000 members, but its ire against Sweet Baby Inc. and its diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives in general isn't new. October 2023, Kiwi Farms posts a...
Damn, Kiwi Farms over here being the GOAT.
More sentiment. So what they're doing right here is, so Kiwi Farms is like just basically a... you know, like it's a lolcow website where they just like have different threads about different content creators, etc. And they don't like different people. So what she's trying to do here is that she's trying to compare them
20
to...
minutes? You know what? Fuck it. I'm about to go to sleep and like... Oh, shit. This has been streaming for 4 hours. All right, fuck it. We're watching too many cooks. Yo, they got a unique fucking... That's so cool. How can you do that? I wasn't able to do that. He's just in the back. This is so weird. Because when I first watched the short version of this, I didn't notice him in these areas. Thank you, Dead Meat. Thank you, Dead Meat, for like realizing. Dead Meat talked about this too. Like as long as you're like have the name tag on, you can't hide. Oh, there's a real doll in the back. I mean, not a real doll. A Chucky doll in the background. I remember. I'm gonna have to go to sleep. Deuces, y'all. I'm gonna come back probably later today and stream. Probably not. It depends on my mood. Deuces.